Hey, what's up, everybody? Rod J back again, and who's ready to drink? I know I am. It's been a freaking crazy ass week here on the opening day of baseball. Did your team win? Were you watching your baseball team? We got Eric in the house, so Eric will probably tell us about the Detroit Tigers. Although I don't know if the Tigers played today or not, but
of a two-run shot, baby.
So Cincinnati, the Reds did win, and of course they won in dramatic fashion yet again by almost blowing it. But that's Reds baseball for you. But in the house tonight, we're going to talk some beer. We're going to drink some beer. And some of you guys will probably watch some of the basketball action, see if Purdue hangs on or blows it against Tennessee as they are falling apart, it looks like right now. But in the house with me, as I mentioned, Eric is here from Eric Alliance Fan. Make sure you check out his channel. And he does the beer, he does the sports, he does some of this, some of that. So make sure you pay him a visit. And you'll probably see him chat in the comment section as well. So you'll be able to hit those dots next to his name and check out his channel. And then, of course, we got Todd in Indiana with special guest Shannon tonight sitting in. So get the power couple in play. The Indiana Brews, they are our 450 North mules or suppliers, whatever you want to call them. So
mules is more appropriate.
Yeah. Always ready to come on and have a few beers. And of course, we are one man down, so Joe's out with a new contract, taking out somebody else tonight. So got a late call, had to jump in a cab and head across town. So he may try to comments if he gets freed up, but we'll be okay. We're going to go on. We're going to purge forward. We'll go on without him and get into some of the beer stuff. But let me go ahead and pull the chat information up here first. That way we got everybody involved that's typing away so we can make sure we get other comments as well. Let's see if we have anybody out there right now. Hey. So Vanessa Kitty in the house. Welcome, Vanessa Kitty. It's been a while. Cheers. Welcome. Welcome back. She says hello to everyone. Ashley Sexton in the house. Sexton Brewing. Make sure you check out his channel. Hit those three dots next to his name. Ashley is one of the newer guys with the new channel out there, already blowing up, doing some home brewing stuff, doing some beer reviews. Really got some nice stuff on there teaching people how to brew beer. So I would definitely recommend clicking on those dots and checking him out. He said no, the Blue Jays lost. Great pitching by both teams. So his team is 0-1. That means right now the Reds are a better team than the Blue Jays. All right.
That's right. So. Zimmerman had a perfect game going into the sixth inning.
Who did?
Zimmerman.
Yeah.
And then a little blooper, I guess, kind of squashed that. So.
Yeah, the Reds are over 500 for the first time in over a season.
We've been, well, yeah, in over a season, yeah, but we were 500 starting out last season and they fell apart. Although today was like
I thought they lost the first 12 games last year.
Maybe they did. I didn't really watch it as much. On my Facebook, I said today I must be getting old because the first time I actually watched the whole game. I thought baseball was like an old man's pastime, and I actually had it on there. I watched the whole game while I was working, and I was like, I can't believe I watched the whole baseball game. How boring is my life right now? So
I can watch 9 innings every day.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you guys are huge baseball. I know, but Joe D's that same way. He loves baseball. But no, it was good to see some of the game. Big party scene here in Cincinnati. I was actually working from the house today, but downtown they have it all blocked off in front of Red Stadium. Now we have the open container law, so people are walking around drinking. They're not even going to the game. They're just going from bar to bar and just watching the games in the bars. So
saw it was their largest crowd, I think, in history at the stadium today.
Yeah, a lot of festivities. Well, we got some good players that people want to see now, you know.
Yeah. Actually got a little buzz and excitement going on now.
Yeah, yes. So people are getting amped up, and, you know, FC Cincinnati's winning in soccer, so the Reds need to win in baseball. Maybe that'll inspire the Bengals to win in football. We'll see what happens, but it's a game at a time.
Slowly roll.
It's a game at a time in Cincinnati, a game at a time. People were hoping for the Bearcats, and the Bearcats last week got bounced out, and they were gone, so it is what it is. Let's see some of the other comments. And Ashley said hello to Vanessa and Eric. Vanessa, a prediction out there. Who will be in the World Series? I'll turn that over to Eric and let him do a prediction on the baseball. He knows a lot more about that. Or Todd.
Well, I would say LA, but they always seem to choke in the playoffs. So I'm gonna say we're probably gonna see a rematch between Boston and Houston.
Boston and Houston, a rematch.
From last, not this coming year, but the last year.
Who do you think, Todd?
I'm going to say Boston, and I'm going to go a little on the wild side here. I don't know. Kind of, I don't know to make it the World Series, but I think the Phillies are going to have a good season this year.
Boston and Philadelphia. Wow, did not see that coming.
They kind of loaded up their offense a little bit. I don't know if they'll make the World Series, but I think they're going to have a good season this year.
So
I could have really thrown it out there and said Cincinnati since we're 1-0, but I don't want to stretch it too far.
It's enough lies being spread in the world. You don't need to add to it.
Yeah. honestly, if I had gun to head, I'd have to agree with Eric. It'd probably be Boston and Houston again.
Yeah. No love for the Yankees. The Yankees used to be the powerhouse team.
Well, I was going to say Houston, but Houston's in the American League now. They're not in the National League.
Well, I mean, yeah. That's right, yeah.
No, wait a minute. So it can't be Boston and Houston.
Maybe for the ALCS, maybe for the ALCS.
But that's not the World Series, now I think about it.
I don't know who the National League team would be. Maybe, I guess you could say the Dodgers.
So Boston and the Dodgers?
Yeah.
Could be. I'd like to see Oakland get through there at some point and do it. Just because of Moneyball. I'd just like to see them. They always have a good team in contention. I mean, they play the numbers. They just never get over the hump.
Yeah.
It's like they get 5 numbers. They can't get that Powerball.
Speaking of, one winner last night on that thing.
How much was it last night?
$750 million, I think.
Jeez.
But see, now you're older. You're older than me, Todd. Now because you're paying attention to the Powerball. That's usually for the older people to do.
I just saw it on the news. But there was $1 million winner in Indiana. And guess who it wasn't?
Yeah. Probably some guy that was at 450 North too, just getting all the love.
Probably.
Yeah. Let me take a look here. And Vanessa said Boston back in. I don't know. I mean, it seems like Boston is that powerhouse team for the American now. Of course, if Craft Beer Pours jumps on, him and Trish one sip at a time, they'll be loving that because they're up in the Boston area. I thought Baltimore was supposed to be a pretty good team as well. At least last year. Didn't they challenge a little bit?
Did they challenge, or did they slide off?
They may have slid off towards the going down the run of it, but I thought they had started off well. But
unfortunately, I think the Tigers are probably going to lose 100.
Maybe the Cubs will get back again. Maybe the Cubs will get a chance against Boston. That could be an interesting World Series, considering how long it took for them to get back to the championship. But they're both playing each other now.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I wonder if they let that Bartman guy into the stadium now since they finally won. Or if he's still like he's still banned.
he's like, F that, man. I ain't doing
it. Yeah, they don't want to bring the curse back, so they're gonna leave it out.
we fixed it. We fixed it. We know what the problem is now. We fixed the glitch. You're out.
Which anybody else would have done the same freaking thing, man.
I was just surprised when he had that foul ball that year that he didn't get beat down by that Chicago crowd. I mean, because we know Chicago can be rough. So I mean,
anybody else would have done the same thing. I'm just saying.
Vanessa says, I like the Yankees. I used to live next door to their stadium in the 80s. Yeah, Yankees used to have a good squad. Growing up, I was in New Jersey. I like watching the Yankees and stuff. Reggie Jackson after he came over there from Oakland. And
they were good last year. Boston was just better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like the Yankees is Ashley Sexton. He said the Yankees can go kick rocks. LAML.
Kick rocks.
He's got no love for the Yankees. Chris says, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Off the 10th. That's another good channel you guys should be checking out, hitting those 3 buttons next to his name because he does some pretty good stuff. He even has his little Moo quickies, his quickies. You want to check out his quickies that he does on there as well. But he's up in Canada, does some really good reviews, does some good beer stuff. So make sure you check out his channel as well.
Okay.
And Sexton says Orioles were the worst team in the league last year. Okay, well, maybe it was the year before. I remember when they got Buck Showalter back or something, they were doing well. But I didn't know if it was last year or the year, another year. So,
Who, Baltimore?
Yeah. When Buck Showalter went back, he turned them around some. But Ashley said they were the worst team last year.
Yeah, they were terrible last year.
Yeah.
I think that was a few years ago.
Maybe it was the year before then. Yeah, Rad says the Orioles? Question mark. Yeah, I don't know. I just do it. I just remember them being good at one point. I don't watch baseball that much. Baseball's not. I'm like going into my off season right now. I don't know what I'm going to watch here after March Madness is over. Raz is a Mets fan though. It says Mets baby, so he's rooting for the Mets. When's the last time the Mets have been to the World Series?
Oh goodness, since the
Subway Series. Didn't they go against the Yankees like back in
the early
90s and early 2000s? Yeah, they had the Subway Series.
Yeah.
I think the last time they were there, didn't Roger Clemens kind of throw that broken bat at Mike Piazza?
Oh yeah, I think that did happen. And yeah, Piazza kind of stared him down after that.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah. Clemens is a big pitcher too. I mean, he wasn't a small guy. He wasn't like one of those other ones. Like, if you were going to fight him, he was going to stand there. He wasn't going to move. Randy Johnson was that way too, like a freaking giant out there. Skinny giant, but still a giant. So
Clemens is that big old country Texas boy. He was going to beat you down if you come rushing him.
He's like, you want to rumble? We'll rumble. We'll get into it, son.
Man, this Purdue-Tennessee game is freaking coming down to the wire.
It shouldn't. Purdue should have put him away a long time ago.
Oh,
yeah, hell yeah.
Thrash Metal in the house. Thrash Metal Homebrew and Barbecue. Happy Thursday. Cheers all. Welcome, Thrash. Another good channel y'all should check out. Hit those 3 dots by his name. He's got the home brewing and different things. He's doing some crazy live streams. So, yeah, fun time for sure. So make sure you check him out. Craig's in the house. Kemp Beer Reviews. Hey, welcome, brother. Craig is 4 hours ahead of us. I think after this weekend, he goes back to 5 hours ahead of us. So right now it is 1:29 in the morning for him, but he's hanging out, checking us out. So we do appreciate that. And check out his channel. He does a lot of the different beer reviews. It's funny because he'll do the beer reviews from the UK, and he'll do beers that are American beers that we can't even get here, but somehow he has them over there. That's how screwed up our distribution system is. We can't get them, but he's like doing reviews on them. It's like, seriously? So check him out as well. And Vanessa Kitty says, LOL, back to sex and kicking rocks makes you stronger. There you go. Chris says, thanks for the shout out, Rod. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the good stuff you're doing there. Hey, Chris has some of the finest editing on his videos, too, by the way, so you should definitely enjoy his stuff. And Eric Gilbert says, cheers to Chris. Raz said, Roy Rage. Oh, well, I think go back to Piazza and Clemens. Yeah, and then Eric Gilbert said, I find watching baseball is actually like George Carlin said of baseball. So George Carlin did have a good little rundown about that as well. And then he says, cheers to Craig as well. So let's see. What are we going to talk about? So, well, I'll start with this topic first of all, because I did a video on it earlier today. And Chris says, yo, Eric, from off the 10th, by the way. I did a video upload earlier about going to the store. This might bring back some harsh feelings, Eric. So,
what are you talking about?
So I don't know if you saw the video earlier, but basically I went to the store and I went to buy, because what was this week? Oberon week. Came out Monday. Bell's Oberon, Joe's favorite. It's Joe's favorite. And I went in and I was like, I looked at the single cans. I'm going to grab a couple maybe do tonight. And I looked at the date and it said 6/18. And I was like, oh, that's not the new stuff. So they had some that were the pint cans in the box and they had some of the 6-pack bottles. I was figuring, these the four-pack in cans. I was like, are these the new cans? And she's like, yeah, these are the new ones. I'm like, no, these like new, like they just came out, because I saw ones in the cooler that are old dated. And she's like, no, we just got those. Those are new ones, everything like that. So I ended up going and buying them. And I leave the store, get to the car. I said, you know what? Let me crack one open just to see. I opened the box up, 6/18. So it's like, oh, these are the old shit. So I went back in and told her, no, these are still the old cans. And she was like saying she didn't want to take the money back. And it's like, well, you told me they were new. I asked you like 3 or 4 times, are these the new ones that came out? This came out this week. And she's like, they were the new ones. Like, they're not the new ones. These are like from last year. It's like 9 months ago when these ones were done. First of all, on Bell's, their shelf life on that beer is like a 6 months is what they recommend from the brewer. So we're 3 months past that already. So it's kind of like you can have some beers, they can be older beers, and you might do okay with them, but you want to drink the beer the way the brewers intended you to actually drink so you can enjoy them. So back and forth we go. She's like, well, it's our policy. We can't give you money back if you do the store with it. But I'm like, I went to the store with it because you told me it was this, and it wasn't that. So finally, she broke down and gave my money back and everything. But again, if you're going out to these stores, make sure you're actually checking the dates on stuff. Otherwise, you may get screwed. And I mean, not like screwed like Eric got screwed. I mean, Eric got screwed like a 6-year-old.
God.
Six-pack pouring rocks out of his
six-pack of Brooklyn. I mean, yeah. I mean, but it's kind of like I was going through, so I posted a video and people were commenting, with appreciate all the comments that are coming in on and everything like that. But it's more of it happening than I even thought about people happening. Like people were coming to their stories. I've had one of the other stories that came back to my Facebook page from someone else that said they went through it. I had somebody on Twitter respond how somebody else went through like that, and Trish responded on here just a little bit ago about how sometimes she runs into it more as a woman, how they think they may know more about the beer than the women. It's just like why don't they get their stuff together? So as a PSA, my PSA, make sure you check your dates on stuff. Don't settle for getting some old crappy ass beer. Make sure you're getting the good stuff the way it's intended to be gotten.
I can't believe they tried to pass that off as new stuff. Come on.
At one point, she was like, well, it was new. We just ordered it new. Well, then I said, you need to talk to your distributor, because apparently your distributor screwed you on old stuff. Yeah. And the funny thing is, there were two guys that were just delivering stuff when I was in the store arguing with them. I'm like, I would check your I don't know if that was a distributor for Bell's or not, but check with your distributor because they're giving you old shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much that actually goes on if people aren't paying attention. It happens a lot because you got so much beer out there that stuff just sits around, more often than not now than it used to be.
Right.
And I don't think the stores are checking their inventory like they should be, or even the distributors.
Right. No, they're not. And that's like, I said in the video, like I won't go back to that store again if I got to sit there and argue like that and stuff. But it's kind of like, if you're going to do like old stuff, like there's stores that'll have old stuff and I'll put them in like in a dollar cart. And you can see they're all the older type beers, it's at your own luck. Go in and try it if you want to try it or whatever. I mean, have some legitimacy about what you're trying to do. Don't try to pass the old stuff off as the new stuff. I just think that's just dirty for them to try to do that. And like one of the person brought up on the Facebook page is in some states, they are requiring them now to have the dates to actually be able to produce these beers. And like all the states should be able to produce with all the beers. And the Bell's point, the thing about Bell's, as much as I like Bell's beer, and they do date their stuff. But when you get like the 4-pack of the pint cans, and this might be the same with the official or the Two Hearted Ale because they do them in those as well, they put the date on the cans inside the box. They don't put the date on the box. So you don't know unless you open the box. And I'm like, Bell's on their part, at least put a date on the outside of it as well.
Okay.
So just one of those things out there. That was my my mini rant for the night.
You check your dates on your beers when you buy them?
Most of the time.
I haven't really. Well, anytime I've bought you beer, I've never checked.
Yeah.
Have I ever brought you a old expired beer?
I mean,
and you didn't tell me?
They don't really expire unless they're 6 years old. But Eric's like, yeah, funny guys. Funny. But I mean, yeah, like Rod said, they're just meant to be what the brewer intended. The fresher you get them, but other than if they're higher alcohol content or barrel age, it doesn't matter. But like their ales and IPAs and stuff like that, you want to get them as fresh as you can.
How soon are you supposed to drink those slushies?
They usually say drink them fresh. Yeah, you want to drink them as fresh as possible.
But they're, a couple of months or fine.
Do we have any left?
Yeah.
Do we?
Oh, need to make a run.
Jesus Christ.
Don't start, Rod. Don't start.
You should have heard all these whiny bitches in line.
Tell us about the line at 450.
Tell us about your experience, Todd.
Oh, my God.
Tell us what the line was like in 450 North when you went there. I've never waited in line for a beer, so I'm intrigued to hear what you have to say.
Well, it's only the second beer release I've been to outside of Bourbon County, which I wouldn't really consider like a brewery. It's not a brewery release unless you go up there. But so the only second time I've been, and both times I've been 450 North. So the first time we went was back in February, early February. And we got there, what, 9:30ish or so?
Yeah.
Which was an hour and a half before it
Yeah.
started or so.
Yeah, I think we got in line, got our beers and everything, like within 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we were in and out. We were, I start the line at 11. We were out by noon or so. So we were there for 2.5 hours. We got everything we wanted. So this time we got it cut. Last week, was it last Friday?
Yeah.
We got there.
We got there an hour before.
Yeah, we got there just a little bit before 10, probably. And we were pretty much at the end of the line.
Yeah, there was like 10 people behind us.
And they said this was the largest crowd that they've had. So they wasn't anticipating the crowd. But what got people angry, even such as they posted on Instagram, that they would change their allotments based on what the crowd was.
Right.
Well, they changed that and never did. They never did change their allotments. So they were given, I think on the slushies you were allowed 2 4-packs, which people were like, "Oh, that's plenty enough." I'm like, yeah, maybe it is, but if you've got a large crowd, why would you not try to limit you to 1 each? And then
it looked like so many more people had more than that.
No, they did. People were. So that was one thing. Was the allotments they were allowing were the slushies and the fresh fruits. I think were 2 4-packs each, and then everything else was basically unlimited for the most part. 12 4-packs. So people would bring wives and friends and whatever the case would be, and they were carting off. I mean, they actually, while you're there, they have dollies for you so you can carry back to the car your cases upon cases. So they had these flats that holds, I guess maybe a case of beer, and people would pile them up 4 or 5 high on a pallet and running them out.
While other people weren't getting any.
While other people weren't getting it. So by the time we stood in line for, we were there for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
By the time we got our beer, we was already standing in line for 3.5 hours. All the slushies were gone. All the fresh fruits were gone. So all we got was 4 IPAs, basically. That was all they had left, which is better than nothing, but still. And when you see people wheeling off carts upon carts of, beer in front of you, I'm like, share the love, limit it. If everybody goes through the line once, it was my argument, was everybody goes through the line once and they still have some left over, you're more than welcome to get back in line, and then it's fair game,
Right.
It's open to whatever. And everybody's bitching, you should have got there earlier. Well, like Shannon brought up a good point. She was like, well, what's the difference in getting there 3 hours early and making sure you get something and standing there for 3 hours after the fact and not get anything?
Yeah, because if we got there 3 hours ahead of time, we'd still be standing and waiting the same amount of time, except for we'd be in the front of the line and we'd get beer instead of showing up later and standing in line for 3 hours and not getting anything.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things, which it wasn't anticipating, it wasn't set up very well. The line was slow moving for one. But so once you got to the front of the line, well, by the time we got there, it was only one cashier because they had sold out on pretty much everything, but a handful of stuff. So throughout the whole thing, once you're at the front of the line, they had like 4 cash registers to try to speed things along. Well, a guy that was standing back with us, he would run up to the front periodically just to check on.
Because you hear people crying and moaning at the cash register, so we think something's out, so somebody'd go up there and see what was going on.
Yeah, so the guy would go up and check, and he'd come back and give you an update on it. So he come back with a story. He was like, while they're standing there, is like they let the next 4 guys go. And so the guy got up, paid for his allotment of beers, and by the time they come back, they said, well, we're out of the fresh fruit, even though he'd already paid for it. And the guy that was behind him in line actually got the last one.
That was behind him.
Yeah, the guy that was behind him got the last one.
His cashier just checked him out faster than the other guy.
So the guy had already paid for it and didn't even get the fresh fruit beer. And he was like, wait a minute, how's this guy get it? And I don't. He was behind me in line. He was like, how does that work?
Yeah.
And they're like, sorry, we can't take it back from you now. But he's like, I already paid my money too. So what's the deal? So they had it all kind of screwed up, really. I just don't think they weren't ready for the crowd to
it was crazy how long that line was.
Yeah,
and it was freezing.
They should have limited them. Like up here, like when they do stuff, they usually limit it. From what I've been told, like you can only get like 2 4-packs as a max. And open a thing. The next day, if there's stuff left, people come in and get other stuff, or at some point later in the day, if the line, I guess, has stopped or whatever, they'll go ahead and release it as much as you want. But yeah, they could have.
Well, that's what they had there was 2 4-packs on certain things, but it's like that still seems like a lot when you've got 500 people standing in line to get the same things. Like, why not just limit it 1 4-pack each?
They could have, but they could have adjusted it there. I mean, that's their call too.
Well, and that was what everybody was. Yeah, and that's what people were mad about because they had put on Instagram that they were going to adjust the allotments based on the crowd, and they never did.
Yeah,
they took that post down so nobody could see it, and they just kept the regular allotment as it was.
Well,
now,
see,
like if you guys were in that position, would that upset you, or would you just be like, "Well, that's just the way it is"?
I don't know. When you guys are telling the story, I had visions of throat punching people. I mean, so.
People were wonderful. Oh, and here's the other thing too was I didn't see this going on, but apparently people were that were getting there early and holding line. They would hold a line. So say they were getting there at 8 o'clock. Everybody was saying if you arrived by 8 o'clock, you were getting full allotment, which that's 3 hours before they start selling anything.
Right.
So people were saying that people were there at 8 o'clock waiting. So it'd be like one person. And then all of a sudden, here comes a whole truckload of people. All their buddies would pile in, and they would just go jump in line with them.
So everybody, other people that were waiting.
Yeah, they were getting there late. So one person would hold the line, and then here comes like
one person can't hold a line for like 5 or 6 people. No, you get it back. Hell no.
That would have pissed me off. Yeah.
So I never did really see it take place because we were way in the fucking back roped around the building, and you couldn't see the front of the line. So I don't know if that was actually happening. But I heard it from more than one person, so I have to assume that was actually taking place.
Yeah, because it must have happened because 450 North did come out saying something about people cutting line or get thrown out or something. So
yeah, I did see that statement too. So it was kind of just a train wreck in general. So I'm hoping maybe they learned from it and expect now that the weather's getting warmer, I'm assuming there's going to be more people that go to it.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll find out. Just keep your eyes posted on Instagram and social media coming up because they got another release in 2 weeks. Another 7-can release in 2 weeks.
If they do a banana one, we are going up. I want a banana slushie.
Did they
can do a banana. I'll be first in line.
Did they do a banana one before?
No, I don't think so.
Not that I'm aware of.
I saw one and I thought it was a banana, but it wasn't. And then I think it might have been the Caribbean something or another.
Oh, the Caribbean one. That's the one I saw. I was like,
I thought it was banana, and I was.
So they already showed a little teaser of a can today, and it was like another tropical type slushie. It's supposed to have like four slushies this time of the 7. So.
Yeah.
So, Rod, what's been your favorite slushie? Do you have one?
Blackberry jam, hands down.
See, I don't think I had the blackberry jam.
No.
What about you, Eric?
That was Eric's least favorite somehow or another.
3 out of 4 Beer Flow panelists like blackberry jam. One did, and guess who it was?
Well, what's your favorite, Eric?
Eric did like it. He didn't like it as much as we did, though.
Yeah.
Oh, we have one of those peach dessert in the stadium.
We have a peach dessert?
Yeah.
Where'd we get that from?
Hey, don't be talking dirty in front of everybody else like that.
Well, I want that. I want that tonight. Well, let me finish this.
Give it to her, Todd. Who was your favorite, Eric? Just Shannon's question. Who was your favorite, Eric?
All right, we gotta go.
Don't worry, we'll be right back.
Hey, now, that ain't funny. That ain't funny at all.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
That's right. Nobody asked you.
So, Corey, 2 and 2.
I'm gonna turn the camera off just for a second.
We'll be back in 2 and 2.
Okay, Corey. Mine was the pineapple one.
The pineapple.
The one that had pineapple. Yeah, the pina colada.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite was the pina colada, and then the mango passion fruit.
The mango passion fruit one I like too.
Yeah.
I lost the mango passion fruit.
Oh, I tried that one. Exploded on you.
Do you have any left?
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have one more down.
I couldn't even drink it frozen. I tried. It was like, dude.
A true slushy. You couldn't even do that, right?
Let me check the comments here. I'll go back where I was. Oh, Craig had said cheers for the shout out. Vanessa said, I used to bring our local Cub Scouts to family each year. Told them the best thing at the game was the food. So, not even the Red Sox. Craig said, cheers to Gilbert. Cheers to Eric and Todd as well. And I said, I opened that damn box of check. Talking about opening the beer. Vanessa asked if it aged well. I mean, I took mine back and got the refund. As for Eric's, it did not age well after 6 years. Earth is in the house. He says, bottom up, friends. Welcome, Earth.
What's up, Earth?
What's up, man?
And the Vanessa said, live, beer, run, bring the phone. So much for the supposed limits. Eric Gilbert says, drinking a Sawdust City Golden Beach I got for free. So 11 out of 10. Only a beer, Eric? No whiskey with it? What is going on with that? And then cheers all from Trish, one sip at a time. Welcome. And she said, oh, man, her wine looks tasty. Jealous, talking about the wine Shannon was drinking. And make sure you check out One Sip at a Time, the better half of Craft Beer Pours, if I say so. And she has a lot of good stuff there, too. But I just mentioned you earlier, Trish. We were talking earlier before you got here about the video I uploaded earlier today and mentioned how some of the stuff you ran into before. And basically, Trish had to break out Google and a guy that was supposedly a Cicerone and explain how beer actually works for the dating because the guy was trying to sell her a year-old beer. So... don't mess with Trish. She'll take you to the mat, son. And Ashley Sexton says, I'm drinking Oscar Blues Good Night Red Double IPA. Speaking of Oscar Blues, although it won't be as interesting to Eric, Jungle Gyms Death by Coconut 4-pack, $5.99.
Shut your mouth.
Huh?
You give that shit away for free.
Should have bought them all, Rod.
If Joe was here, Joe would be like really upset right now.
You're like, what? What is going on?
That was when you were there a couple weeks ago, right?
Right. Yeah, I didn't even get any of them, but they had them there. And I looked at the. I did check their dates, and they were fine too. It's like they were just moving them out because they need to get
like
in.
Barely $1 a can
For Death by Coconut.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Well, no, I think Death by Coconut. I think it's a 4-pack, so about $1.50 a can.
That's what I said. Barely $1. Yeah, a little over. Okay.
Yeah, which is still, I guess, still Rod J deal approved. I mean,
to the max.
I should just walk around with like a little rubber stamp type thing and walk by and see a deal and just put Rod J deal approved.
so right.
Store people like, who is this Rod J walking through our store stamping shit?
So, Rod, when you took the overrun back in, did you slam the cans on the counter and go, you know who I am?
No.
I get a deal on shit that's 6 months old.
No.
How dare you charge me full price for this?
That would have been funny, but no. But I did have to break down to her how it should be done with working with distributors and beer going out and stuff.
As you left, you should have been like, you're going all over YouTube now. Ha.
Yeah. Let me see.
You could have pulled your camera out and started recording her. And then you could have put it on the video.
I did a video afterwards. I mean, but nah, because I mean, you gotta know how to play it out right and everything. Because then that just agitates it more to the other level where I probably would have got my money back. So.
Level-headed Rod.
I guess you thought I'd give up after the first time. I'm not going anywhere, so you know.
Yeah, it sounds like you.
Just throw me out.
Yeah.
I ain't moving. I'll get my money.
I'm like, let's just go. Come on. No.
Did they have any fresh ones at all, or no?
No, these are the ones they just gotten in. So they were all basically old ones they gotten in. I'm like, you need to contact your distributor and tell them they're screwing you. Then I said, this beer.
Do you think that was the case, or do you think she was just saying that?
Well, she was saying they just ordered. I was like, well, you didn't order new ones because they just came out Monday. Anything only came out would be 2019. So I said, if you called them and they sent you these, then you got screwed on the old. I would call them back. Like I said, there were 2 guys delivering alcohol at the time. I don't know if that was their distributors or not, but if it was, oh well.
I mean, do you think people really try to screw people like that?
Oh yeah, store owners. Yeah, there's ones that do it. They pay for it. They're not going to. They don't want to give up that stock for free. They'll keep selling it.
That's awful.
That's what I mean. I wonder if they actually got new ones in, and the owner was just like, "Yeah, we'll leave these back here, sell what you got, and sell them off as the new stuff." Because most people probably, I mean, I wouldn't say most, but a lot of people would probably not even pay any attention to that.
Well, most people don't. But then think about it: if you're a person that, if you're a person that you're new to craft beer, and you buy a beer like that, it doesn't taste right or it tastes funny, and you think, "Oh, I'm going to go back to Budweiser or Miller or one of the other adjuncts or whatever you were used to," thinking that craft beer is not something you actually like. It hurts people that want to try craft beer.
Right.
It's a bad service all the way around. And it's kind of like, that's why people are like, you need to stop doing this. Yeah, I mean, if you were drinking a 60-year-old High Life, would it matter? I don't know. I don't know. But, so
it'd be hard to tell when you're right.
Yeah. But it's a matter of putting the right product out there, not just for people, like us that like to enjoy the craft beer, but also new people that don't know maybe about it, or people looking to buy certain beers or try new things. It's like people get turned off if they get something that tastes funky or whatever, and they don't know it's supposed to taste a certain way. Same thing with date. It changes that flavor over a period of time. That is not the way it was really delivered. That's why some people, I think, sometimes come back and they'll have a beer here, and they'll come back later on. It'll be something different. It might have been the freshness of it. And there was actually a piece on my Twitter as well that came out talking about the freshness situation taking place. So people were catching on to it, and they're like, these things need to be updated. So does make a difference. Eric Gilbert said, he said, who is the other half sniper hunting tonight, sons? I don't know. He took off. He just had to go. He had to go. He turned around like Daredevil, and he was gone.
This is really off the subject, and you don't have to go into detail, but was Us any good?
Let's come back to that. We'll come back to that in a second.
Oh, you promise?
I promise.
Don't forget.
I promise.
Okay.
And then Earth said, good question, but I don't know what question Earth was saying. Good question, too. So, Earth, if you want to say what it was, that's why I'm going through the comments. Let's see. Mill Serpent House says Fathom IPA. I've had that one, too. That's not bad. And then Eric Gilbert says, not yet. Got a new Scotch blend, Giants triple cask. We'll crack that in a minute. So he hasn't gotten into the whiskey as of yet.
It's still early.
Yeah. So Us. So saw Us last weekend. Are you guys going to go see it?
Yeah, we're going to see it. Don't give it away.
Just, I got to tell it in a way that it doesn't spoil it for you.
Yeah, you can tell us what it's about. Just don't give away.
But other people that are watching, I don't want to spoil for the people that are watching either.
Yeah.
If you want to see it.
I don't.
You think you know what it's about.
Oh.
Elbow 88. Cheers, folks. Cheers, Elbow. Welcome, brother. It's you like horror movies?
I like this other movie he did, but Get Out. I love Get Out.
See, I thought Get Out was.
Oh, I love Get Out.
I thought it was kind of a comedy. But I didn't win an Oscar.
It did have some funny. It was kind of like a comedy.
It won an Oscar for Best Comedy, which I guess he was mad at because it was supposed to be a
really?
horror film. But I was like, there was a lot of funny part. Like, from my perspective, I'm like, there's a lot of stuff black people just don't do. So to me, it was funny.
Yeah.
so for me, it was like definitely a comedy. Just being real, folks. Just being real. Get Out. And Get Out. If you think of it like kind of a Hitchcockian type suspenseful thriller, that's really what it is. There's a lot of subliminal things that are taking place throughout the movie. Like people are going back now to miss stuff they missed the first time they went to see it. It's got a nice little amount of horror to it. It's got a nice suspense. The one lady that's the lead in Handmaid's Tale, which I never watched it. My wife watched it. She's in the movie. Yeah, she's in it. And one lady that's the female lead, Lena, I can't remember, whatever her name is, the black lady, she's really good in it. And how they actually go through these roles. But the way it sets up it all comes together nicely that by the end, but there's like twists towards the end and stuff. It's almost like when you go, make sure you go to the bathroom first, right? Because you don't want to get up in the middle of it because you're going to miss part of the twists that take place. But it's only like a 2-hour movie. It's not like the Avengers coming out. It's going to be like over 3 hours. So small bladders will be okay with this one. The way it sets up, the way it does, it makes you kind of think as you're watching the movie, which is really good how they actually are telling it, how he does on here. Because you're kind of in your mind thinking back to a lot of stuff as things are happening. And you have different questions, how would you react if it was something of kind of like your alter ego that you had to go against type thing? But it's got a lot of stuff underlining it, kind of like, it's just, I can't say too much without spoiling any part of it. That's the tough thing. It's like hard to tell people about it.
Did you like it?
It was really good. I liked it better than Get Out for sure.
Okay.
I mean, I know the Rotten Tomatoes score is 99%. It's easy to see why it scored as high as it did.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. It was when I went to the movies I paid for. You go to movies, you pay all this money out. You're kind of like, I can't believe I paid all this money out for this. I had no problem paying out for this movie. It was really good.
It's interesting to see him doing these types of movies. Being more known for the Key and Peele show or whatever on TV.
Yeah, you kind of watch it. You're thinking, thinking it might be jokes or something in it, but it's not really a comedy type movie. It's really just like a new type of horror, suspenseful horror throwback to Hitchcock type movie. So it'll keep you thinking.
I follow this guy on Facebook, and his name's Josh Prey. Have you ever heard of him?
I haven't heard of him. No.
He does. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? He does he's funny. He's a black guy, and he's always talking about like, I did this with my white friends, or I did this with my black friends, and then he'll watch TV series and he'll watch movies, and he watched Get Out, and then he went to the movies and saw that, and he really liked it. But he's really funny. You should check him out.
Okay. He always does like his top 5 things.
Yeah, 5 things.
What to expect when you go to a white barbecue or something like
that? He
says,
I took my what's it? No, the funniest one was when he took his white friends to the hood.
Yeah.
That one was a good one. Yeah, that one was funny.
and he kind of has like I don't want to say screaming, but kind of a loud.
Yeah,
shrilly.
He's
a funny guy though. He's funny.
Yeah, his name's Josh Prey. He's good. Some of them, like back in the day, they were funnier, but now it's like he's trying to make too many videos, and the quality's not as good as it used to be. But he still does have some really good ones.
Check him out. Yeah, he's probably like trying to over mass produce now to keep up and start losing stuff there. Kind of like beer. But anyway.
Oh yeah, this is a beer channel, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But no, I think you'll like it. It's got a lot of interesting facets to it. As a thing, like part of it is like the us. People saw like some of the message in there, like the us was really like U.S., like United States. Some of the stuff,
and that's what Josh Prey was talking about. Yeah, it was like it's kind of like a conspiracy or something.
Some things that take place, and there's I can't really tell you all this other stuff, but yeah, I gotta just say, if you'll see it, there's stuff. It's funny because there's things that are thrown back from this thing that, like, if you're like a millennial or younger, you probably don't even know some of the things that it makes reference to because it like happened back in the 80s on some parts that he brings up into the current thing. So it's kind of interesting, which would make sense why people in the current day wouldn't know what was going on because they didn't see it back then. So
Shannon will have to explain a lot to me then, huh?
Yeah. your cougar wife will have to explain a lot to you.
I was watching the video. Eric. Joe is younger than both of us.
Yeah, I know he is.
Yeah.
Joe's the young man of the show.
Yeah, don't let his grade fool you. He's the young one.
No, but we get a I shouldn't expose this out on YouTube, but we jailbreak. We have a jailbroke it's kind of like Cody.
Like
so
the Amazon
it's
jailbreak?
Actually an Android box that my brother puts these, I don't know, programs on or something. And there's this one on there called Showbox, one of the programs, and you can get all kinds of movies that are still in the theater, and they don't put them on there until they're like good quality. So
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen that like that before.
FCC, don't shut my channel down. I don't know what she's talking about.
But we're not downloading it, so it's legal.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Ooh. Some guy showed him suits and sunglasses tomorrow.
I'm not telling you guys.
No, I'll just have
We
him
want
come in and we can watch
to know who
movies.
that lady was that came
You're
up.
like, oh,
showing
that was
on-
cool.
Yeah.
Like, we want to know who that lady was that showed up every time Todd spoke. Oh yeah. So yeah, you have to let me know what you think if you actually go check it out. But it's definitely worth it. I think you'll like it. So the trailers for it were like kind of crazy too. I mean, a lot of people were getting on it just for the trailers. Like you go to a movie and it's like, oh, it's got to start now, right? And there's another trailer. It's got to start now. It's like it's another trailer. And it's kind of like all your good movies or big movies seem to have a lot of trailers. So they had a lot of different trailers on that one. They had the Pet Cemetery one was on there, which I don't know if I'm going to see that again after seeing it the first time, but kind of a little bit more of a twist than the old Pet Cemetery. And then they had a trailer for this one called Ma that was kind of interesting. I may do that one for my beer trailers on the channel here.
What was it called?
It's called Ma. It's kind of a horror type film. It's like one of those films. I don't know if I watch it in the movies. I'd probably just watch it on Netflix or something like that and everything. But it's kind of like an interesting type of more of a slasher type movie.
Huh.
And of course they had
that one.
Of course, they had the Avengers trailer was on there as well because that's about to come out. But they had some pretty decent ones, pretty decent movies on the way. And then let's see here.
We still have a gift card, don't we, to the movies? We should use that.
And then Eric Gilbert said the Handmaid's Tale episodes get shot in his hometown. Totally annoying.
Ooh.
Oh, really? Totally annoying.
Oh, God.
Well, he's in Canada. A lot of the stuff gets shot in Canada now because it's cheaper.
That's one of our favorite shows. If you all don't watch that, you should totally watch that.
I haven't watched it. My
it's
wife
so
watched
good.
it.
It is good. It's a good
What is
one.
it on? Is it on Prime or is it on
Hulu.
Hulu?
Yeah.
All these different streaming services they got for stuff. So I finally just finished Iron Fist. I don't know if you watched that, Todd, if you guys finished that or not.
No, that was one of them. I couldn't get into the first couple of those first few episodes of Iron Fist.
It wasn't bad by the end of the second one, but it was kind of interesting. But now Netflix canceled it because of everything going to Disney. But I finished The Punisher. The Punisher finished pretty solid.
We get one more season of Jessica Jones on Netflix before it's gone.
Are you sure?
That's what I read on Amazon or something.
Okay, because I heard it was after Captain Marvel came, there wouldn't be any more Marvel going to Netflix.
Oh, God. I hope I'm reading that right. I'm going to be so pissed. I love that show.
Yeah, so Jessica Jones only did 2 seasons. So right now I just started Daredevil's 3rd season. So
yeah, we didn't even finish the first, did we?
But it's just funny because the characters that are flopping back and forth between the different episodes, it's like, you know, they do a lot of interchanging between a few of the characters and stuff to pull them together. But Luke Cage finished pretty good as well. And there was talk at one point that I don't think it's in this Avengers movie, but in one of the Avengers, they were going to have like the Defenders get into that because they're all in the same universe. So
I thought it was the new one coming out.
that's what I thought too, but I haven't seen anything with them on there as of yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the Umbrella Academy? Have you watched that?
I have not watched Umbrella Academy
That's
yet.
good.
That's on my list. So I got to watch that at some point.
Yeah,
What
that's
about-
really good.
What about the show that just finished it? Rod said I hadn't watched it.
Oh, The Passage.
Passage, yeah.
Oh, Passage is solid. Yeah.
What did you think about the end of that?
He watched it now.
Yeah.
Oh, you watched it all now, so there you're all caught up. Eric's like, what are you guys doing? No, the Passage finished good. I liked it. I finished well, I should say. I thought
So
it was
do
a
you
pretty
think
cool time.
she's looking for when she said she's been looking for him for whatever, how many years, hundreds of years? Do you think she's talking about the agent she's been looking for? Or do you think she's talking about the main vampire guy?
Well, she found in her vision, she finds the main vampire guy.
Does she
Yeah.
where
But
she's been?
I mean, I don't think the agent is still. Edmund Fitzgerald. When the agent when they do the time jump, they went ahead 80 years, so I don't think the agent's still alive by then.
Well, see, that's what I was thinking.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
No, you thought that he took that vaccine.
Oh yeah. I remember he took that back. So I was thinking maybe he might still be around.
I mean, unless something happened, maybe he got turned or something somehow. I don't know.
Like the little girl really doesn't age any at all.
Because she's a vampire.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Maybe he took.
But she looked like she was. She looked like she was taller though.
Yeah, she did look like she was a little bit taller.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, if it's like,
I want to know who's braiding her hair.
If it's like the vampire Lestat, I mean, you don't age when you return a vampire. You're of that age.
Yeah.
So, kind of screwed if you're a kid, I guess. But
that was a good show, though.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite new shows.
Let me see here.
I can smell that all. It smells like coffee.
Finally Zach Morris has reappeared in the successful show. Maybe
I love Zach Morris.
Backwoods Billy Craft Beer Review says, "Cheers, everyone! Welcome, Billy. It's been a while." Eric Gilbert drinking a Great Lakes pompous ass ESB. That's the Canadian Great Lakes that Eric Gilbert's drinking. Our Eric is drinking the American Great Lakes.
I'm drinking yours, right?
Great Lakes Battle. Is that the from 50 West Whiteout?
Yeah.
That's a good time, man. That's a good segue for what I was going to talk about next.
Well, there you go.
How do you like that one?
Pretty good.
I haven't drank it yet. Yeah.
It's got. I can definitely taste the blueberries more than anything.
I taste coffee more than anything.
Yeah. So.
What's on that one again? Tell the people what's on that one.
So this is a blueberry walnut cream stout is what they call it.
With lactose.
It's a stout brewed of blueberries, walnuts, vanilla, and lactose. It comes in at 8% ABV.
So it should have a nice creaminess to it as well.
And it's called Whiteout, and it's by 50 West.
Yeah.
Limited.
What do you think of it, Shannon?
It's not as creamy as I was hoping it would be with it being lactose, but it's
mostly coffee tasting to me.
See, I don't get a lot of coffee.
You don't. You have it sitting over here, and I could smell the coffee all the way over there.
The palate battle.
I get more blueberries out of it than anything. I get a little bit of coffee in it, but not much.
But you're not getting the blueberries, Shannon?
No, I get nothing but coffee. And honestly, maybe a little bit of walnut. I get no blueberry.
It is. I mean, it's funny how two people can taste the same beer.
Yeah.
That's all great thing about craft beer.
I don't pick up a lot of the coffee in it, but I get more. I get more of the blueberry and kind of the vanilla walnut-ish.
When you smell it, what do you smell?
Yeah, you get a little bit of coffee on the nose, but not much. That's kind of typical. That's kind of typical though for your like stouts and stuff, though.
Eric, have you done this one yet? The Whiteout?
I haven't had that one yet. No.
Okay.
I get more. To me, the blueberry stands out more than anything.
I get no blueberry at all. I wish I did.
Now, how long did you let it sit out before you started drinking it?
Oh, 35 minutes or so.
Yeah, for a while. He had it sitting here while he was drinking that other beer, and now that he's poured it, it's been here even longer.
Yeah, so you should be getting the flavor stuff out by now. Yeah, so
yeah.
I mean, it's just a matter of which you pick up. I mean, do you drink a lot of coffee, Todd?
I don't at all.
I do.
You do? So maybe that's why Shannon picks it up more if she drinks a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I usually pick up a lot of coffee and stouts and stuff, but I don't really pick it up much in this one. I get more of the creaminess and it's a little more creamy than I was saying, but doesn't have the creamy mouthfeel that you would expect when it says lactose.
Does lactose have a smell?
More
you get like a milk smell sometimes out of some of the lactose. I do.
Yeah. Because it seems like all the stouts that I really like have lactose in them. That's what I'm always telling him. I'm like, I want something with lactose. Get a lactose. I love when it has lactose in it. It's like sweeter tasting.
Yeah.
Have you had this one, Rob?
I have not had it yet. I have not drank that one yet. So I'm trying to get around to it.
It's pretty good, though. It's pretty good. It's
good.
Yeah.
It's a little thinner than. It almost leans more towards the porter type than a stout, but in the mouthfeel, to me anyway, it's a little bit thinner than a normal, what you would think a stout would be.
And Ashley Sexton said, "Did you hear that Collective Arts from Ontario is opening a brewery in New York City?" I don't think I did hear that. That means Joe will be seeing it more there. But although Joe was getting him out of Ontario anyway, because he goes over there a lot. But Collective Arts, I'm trying to think. The one I had was one that he sent me, the basil cranberry goza, which was okay. It was all right, but he sent me another one that was better, I thought. But you definitely got the cranberry out of that basil one. A little bit of the.
I picked up one of their. They're the ones that do the IPA number 8, 6, 7, 5, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever they're on. Yeah. So I picked up the number 6 when I was in Chicago from them. Only reason why I saw it was because I remember everybody.
Chicago. They have distribution there, I guess.
Yeah, they had that and a couple things, but I saw like number 6 and I was like, oh, I remember like on Chris on the 10th saying how great, and everybody saying how great like number 5 was. I was like, oh, this is number 6. I gotta get it. I gotta pick it up. And it was, it was okay.
Yeah, apparently they were saying number 6 wasn't as good as number 5. So
yeah, I wasn't overwhelmed by it, but it was decent.
So we're planning on going to Niagara Falls on vacation, and we got to swing by Buffalo where Joe lives. And then Todd said something about like when we come home going.
You got to shuffle off to Buffalo?
Yeah, it's like right Buffalo, right?
That's on the way.
We're going to go through Buffalo, and then on the way back, we're going to go through Michigan. So we might try to. Well, Todd will probably be the only one because I'll have the girls with me, but he's going to try to have I was like, I can stay with the girls, and you can go have a beer with Joe, and then we can go through Michigan, and you can go have a beer with Eric.
Try to maybe stop in.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Look up with Eric on the way home.
I'll give you a Miller High Life, Todd.
Sweet.
Nothing but the champagne of beers.
Hey, Todd likes Miller. I like Bud.
Champagne of beers.
Todd never tells you he likes Miller.
He likes Miller, and I like Bud.
He leaves Eric out there all by himself. He never defends him. I'm just saying.
I don't ever drink them that often.
Chad is dropping secrets on Todd here.
The only times he drinks those is like no. The only times he drinks them is like, would you shut up so I can talk? Is when we have like like we're gonna have a derby party probably, so he'll be drinking like all day. So he'll probably drink he'll probably drink Bud because that's what I'll have in the fridge.
I like Bud Light better than Miller Lite.
Oh, you do?
No corn syrup.
He used to get. Right. He used to be like, yeah. I'd be like, I like Bud Light better, and he's like, you don't know the difference between Bud Light and Miller Lite. I'm like, listen, I like Bud Light better. Maybe after I have a couple Bud Lights, I don't realize the difference, but to start with, I like Bud Light better.
I don't typically drink them, but I will every now and again.
Yeah. No, he really doesn't. I mean, I don't even really realize the last time either one of us has drank them.
No. We've got them in the fridge, but we don't.
Yeah.
Don't usually drink them that much ourselves.
You think Shadi could pick them out in a blind taste test?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
There we go. That could be something for a show.
We'll try it on the show next time she's on.
Oh no!
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
All right, we can.
Shadi with the blind taste test.
I'm all right with being wrong. You're the one that doesn't like to be wrong. I'm fine with being wrong.
It's because normally
what?
I'm not.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, normally I don't tell you when you're wrong because it's not worth the fight. If you're right, you want to be right, you're right. That's the secret to a good marriage, guys.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to be right, just let them be right.
So, what's the score of the game?
Rod, am I right or am I wrong?
Hey, each household has their own battles to fight.
Don't fool me in this. I'm not saying anything.
No, I'm fine with it.
All I know is happy wife, happy life. So whatever it takes to get it done.
Hey, we got a sign that says that in our kitchen.
That was my mom's sign.
The happy wife, happy life, or whatever it takes to get it done.
Happy wife, happy life.
I think it's.
We might have one of those too somewhere. I don't know.
Have what?
Whatever it takes. What do you say? Whatever it takes to get it done.
Right.
No, I'm seriously. I'm going to be a Buddhist. That's what I'm going to be. And you can do whatever the hell you want to, and it won't matter to me because my peace comes from within.
There you go.
I'm glad I got shorts on tonight because it's getting deep in here really quick.
Todd's like, let's see how far this goes.
Yeah, let's see where this one's gonna run off to.
But hey, I know that I'll dive into something for a little bit and then I'll move on to something else. So you're probably right.
Yeah, she dove into craft beers and now she's out.
Well, I'm not out. I just like to find. My problem with you guys and this stuff is that you all want to try every single one out there. I want to find something I like, and I just want to drink that. You know, that's like with 450 North. It's like, it's all fine and great, but if I go find a slushie or something that I like and I fall in love with it and I can never have it again, what's the point?
Well, that's the fun of craft beer.
No, that's not fun to me. It's like finding a man and marrying him. You know, you find one you like, you stick with them. You don't say, okay, you were fun. I'm going to try another fun guy and another fun guy and another fun guy. And then just for the rest of my life, just keep hopping around.
Not unless you're Hugh Hefner.
Well, he pays for his, though.
Whatever it takes to get it done. Hey, let me get some of these comments here. James and Else, James Thomas, greetings, just passing through, drinking a Columbus IPA. Nice. Columbus does make some nice brews. Back with Billy, China is the next Hollywood. They make a lot of movies there. They are building sets. And yeah, they're doing a lot there. We get a lot. Actually, we're getting a lot of movies made here in Cincinnati, it seems. We always got a new movie being made. So you read an article on Green Flash Craft Brewing, new packaging. I thought they were bankrupt. I thought they were out of business too now, but unless they were under like refile, like through Chapter 7 or something. But I thought they were done. Be interesting to see. Eric Gilbert says GLB battle going on. Suns, go Pack, go. Talking about the Great Lakes Brewing that he's drinking one, Eric's drinking the other. Two Eric's drinking Great Lakes from across the two countries. How does that happen at the same time? It's crazy. It's the world we're living in right now. Eric Gilbert says
freaking basketball game.
Eric Gilbert says collective farts, number 9, brute IPA, the brute failure. So Eric's not as big on collective arts there. Earth says Green Flash is becoming the quintessential New York cockroach. Just won't die. They're gonna fight back. Backwards Billy says Miller High Life, Past Blue Ribbon are beautiful beers. I love Genesee. It's only $12.99 a 30-pack of 12-ounce cans. Light beer wise, I love Platinum, Bud Light, Miller Lite, Bud Light, Coors Light. So yeah. And then yeah, make sure you check out Backwoods Billy's channel as well. Hit those 3 dots next to his name so that you can see the stuff he's doing, because I think you're still doing the beer reviews, Billy, and probably going to some of the festivals that start to pop up here. Jermaine Quindoa, welcome. Sipping on a Colt 45. This is the best ever 40-ounce. Colt 45. Indeed. That is a classic. I keep saying we might do another malt liquor show at some point. We just haven't got up to doing it. Yeah, baby. Eric's all for us doing the malt liquor show, but I feel like we have to have Joe here to do it. But to make Joe actually enjoy it as well. Earth said, did Alpine become their own entity again? Not that I'm aware of. I didn't see anything change on Alpine as of yet. Eric Gilbert says, I'm staying out of the Suns. And that was talking about the whole pleasing a wife thing, I believe. And Cody Stark in the house. Hey, guys, I'm here drinking an Oberon with my cousin. Welcome, Cody. And was your Oberon a fresh Oberon, Cody? Because I had trouble getting my Oberon today. I had to lay into a store owner about that. Also have to kill. Wait a minute, is this the same cousin that was out by the toilet, Cody? Let us know. I mean, is he going to make it through the night? If you got tequila there and you're drinking Oberons, I'm worried about your cousin making it through the night. Billy said he's not a fan of the brute IPAs. And he also, what? He said he also has Oberon cookies, Cody does. Eric, you guys got Oberon cookies in Michigan?
I never heard of Oberon cookies.
Oh, Cody Stark says he has Oberon cookies.
No, there are no such thing as Oberon cookies. Come on.
Cody, don't be lying. Don't be lying, Cody. Eric's calling BS there. Let us know.
I'm calling B freaking S, buddy.
You might have to email me a JPEG of that. I'm curious to see if you actually got Oberon cookies. What are you saying, Shannon?
Oh, I have a great idea. Okay, so these slushy, it might be like a trademark infringement or something, but I just, like, when we went up there, not this, to 450 North, not this last release, but the release before, we went to the restaurant afterwards and we did flights, and they had this peach dessert slushy on draft, and it tasted straight up like allspice, or like the spices that you put in like pies, like cinnamon and nutmeg, and you could almost see it floating around on the top of it. And I just smelled this one, and it smelled really good. I was like, we should do like beer candles, like these fruity beers, and like we could totally do a peach dessert.
They might have beer candles, actually, I believe.
Well, they don't have them at 450 because I would have bought them.
Oh, no, they'll probably don't have them there. No.
Yeah, but we decided today, what were we watching? Oh, You're the Worst. Have you ever seen that TV show?
I've seen commercials for it. It's
really wrong. It's so wrong. But they were doing curling, like the Olympic sport curling.
Oh, do we know? We've had shows on it. Yeah.
I said we should open up like a curling place here. Close, where we live at.
They have curling clubs.
Recreational curling.
Yeah.
No, they have curling clubs in Ohio.
They don't in Indiana. They don't down here.
If they do, we don't know about them.
Well, if
they don't have a place where you just go and.
If we had one, everybody would know about it.
Well, do you guys have the axe throwing bars yet there?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. Have you ever done it?
I haven't done it yet. I said we were at work talking about we need to get an axe throwing league. They have leagues.
We had a team building work function last year at one.
Nice.
They served a lot of different craft beers, so it was fun. But they opened one up here in local, like in
Clarksville, 10 minutes
from our house.
Do you think I could do it without hurting myself?
Yeah. No, they give you. The bad thing is though, when you first go, is they do like a 10 or 15 minute training session,
and that takes out of your time.
Takes part of your time. Yeah, at least at the place we went to.
Because they have Groupons. You can get a Groupon.
It's a lot of fun.
I know they make you wear certain shoes, I think, too, so you can't
you just can't wear open-toed anything.
Well, see,
they'll give you the one we went to. They had like almost like bowling shoes, but they were just Crocs. So you'd have to wear like Crocs, something something to keep your toes covered up.
See, if I can hurt myself or hurt somebody else, I will do it. Not on purpose. I'm just not very coordinated.
I didn't mean to throw that accent in your head.
She'd throw it backwards.
No, you know what I picture? I picture myself. When you throw it, I'll picture myself throwing it right into my shin.
Yeah,
that's what I picture myself.
I can see that happening.
Yeah. If Todd's got one bruise on his body, I will find it. Not on purpose, but I'll hit him in it somehow. And I'm a nurse, I try to take care of people, but it's like, and I do my patients most of the time. If I don't, it's
most of the time.
Poor Todd,
most of the time.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see here. Cody's confirmed it is the same cousin, LAMAO. So make sure you take care of your cousin there, Cody. He says Meyer has Oberon cookies. I'll make it a profile picture in a bit. So they do have it there. And then Backwood Billy says Google Oberon cookies plus beer. And then he has
Eric is calling BS on that though.
And then
I am calling BS on it.
Billy said beer candles at a few beer festivals and beer soap, which I've seen the beer soap as well. And he says beer cupcakes, beer donuts, beer cake, beer ice cream, malt ice cream, hop ice cream. What am I like? Bubba?
Oh, no, they don't sell ice cream.
Hey, Rodney, have you got through all your beer jelly?
Beer jelly?
Yeah, I got to. Yeah, that's been going now. Yeah.
I will say, like a while back, Todd was like, we need to open a craft beer place. And I'm like, Todd, this is going to be like a fad. I'm like, all these breweries are opening and it's going to be a fad. They're all going to be out. Nobody's going to give a shit about it anymore. And I was wrong. We should have opened a brewery.
What are you saying?
I'm wrong, and you're right. For the first time.
What? Wait, say it louder so everybody can hear it.
Okay, for the first time in 21 years. For the first time in 21 years. and in another 21 years, I'll tell you again.
Tell me what?
Fuck you.
Damn. So Cody, he updated. I seen it. The Oberon cookies exist. He put it on his profile picture. So if you click the three dots next to his name, you can actually see the Oberon cookies.
So Eric, if you see them, you have to pick some up and send them to Joe.
Yeah.
Joe hates Oberon.
Wow.
Why does Joe hate Oberon?
Joe has bad taste.
Oh, don't talk about Joe when he can't defend himself.
I don't know. I think Joe just does the hate on it. I think he's just hater's ball on that one. He's just like Dave Chappelle, just hating him for no reason.
It's a wheat beer. I think
I don't know if Joe likes a lot of wheat ales. I thought he did, but there's not many beers Joe doesn't like.
Yeah, I kind of fall in that category too.
Okay, I ask this like at least once a week. Joe does or doesn't like coconut?
He does.
Eric does not. Okay, because I know one of you loves it and one of you hates it.
Yes, I was the one who hates it. Yes.
And you still like the pina colada?
The peanut, yeah, because it had a low sense to me of coconut.
See, yeah, I didn't taste much coconut in it either, because that was one of the things when I was talking about you and Joe. I was like, which one? Because we were sending them to both of you, and I was like, well, which one likes it and doesn't like coconut? But I was like, I don't taste much coconut. I taste more pineapple.
I did too.
Yeah, it tastes more like a pineapple orange.
Yeah.
Mixed drink.
See, Joe got more pineapple out of it, and Eric didn't get much pineapple out of it either, right?
Mm-mm. No, I got like a little bit of pineapple, a little bit of orange, a little bit of.
Or I mean, yeah, he didn't get coconut. He didn't get. What I say,
Eric, you should always wear blue. All men should wear blue. You look really good in blue. Blue is my favorite color on Todd.
There you go, Todd. You better be wearing blue, buddy.
He does. He like if I buy him anything, it's always blue or gray. But yeah, men should wear blue. Always.
Here come the comments.
The world according to Shannon.
Yes. Eric, you ask your girlfriend if she likes you in blue. I bet she'll say yes.
All right.
Ask her. I bet she'll say yes. If you want to get lucky, wear blue.
It's the magic color.
It really is. It really is.
Put on the blue and just say, "Hey, baby." Let's see. Cody said, have the cookies in profile pic, and he's well taken care of. Talking about his cousin, LAML. The tequila is too smooth. Yeah, the tequila is smooth. That's why your cousin was on the floor last time. So, again,
I remember
your cousin.
Is this the same guy like the last time I was on, which has been probably a month ago or so? He was talking about his cousin being real drunk.
Yep, that's Cody. Yeah. Same cousin.
Why doesn't he ever get on and talk shit about his cousin?
I don't know. They're on Cody's chat.
Maybe Cody needs to give his cousin a break.
Santa's playing Big Sister now.
Mini hats.
And then the Eclipse Steven says, hello all, cheers. So welcome, brother, and thanks for the beers that I did get today. So I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to do those for sure as of yet. So that might be one I have to drink off camera, but I think one is okay. I think one is okay for me to do on camera, but the other one Might not be able to.
That one I'm interested in what you have to say about.
I bet you are.
Can't say. I won't get him in trouble.
What? What are we talking about?
Beer.
Hookers?
No beer.
Backwoods Billy says, get a government grant for a brewery. There you go.
It's not as good as the one we had there.
The Whiskey Scout's in the house. Welcome, Scout. He says, you are lucky I am working on 31 years and still haven't heard those words. So,
What words?
the words you told Todd
You're
after 21
right.
years. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
First time for everything.
Well, maybe he's not been right. Maybe that's why.
You're saying the Whiskey Scout was wrong all these years? I'm sure he was right.
No, I'm not saying he was wrong. I'm just saying maybe he wasn't right.
Oh, they're going to
It doesn't have to be black and white. There's a gray. Maybe he's maybe in the middle.
All right, Bill Clinton, what's your definition of is?
Hey.
Alternative truth, alternative facts. What is it called that they did?
I don't know.
Alternative facts.
I just like to hear both sides of the story first.
Let's see here. Rating in your praise says, yo, guess what? Badass Pimp just walked in the house sporting the new Lagunitas brewed Newcastle Brown Ale. I will give you a hint. He is raining and he's on a motherfucking parade.
Lagunitas. I know you always, Todd always says Lagunitas, whatever. It's the best bang for your buck.
It is the best bang for your buck.
I don't think I've ever had any though.
Yeah.
No.
It's good stuff.
What's so good about it?
I haven't had the Newcastle Brown Ale since they've taken over though.
I guess it's $4.99.
And what's the alcohol content?
And some of them are 8.10.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Eclipse Brewer says, I'm a coconut lover. He had a little laughing face there. So he likes his coconut.
Coconut or coconuts?
Just go.
Jeez, Shannon, where are you headed for this show? Huh?
Todd, how much wine did she drink before she started drinking the beer?
No.
The bottle's gone. So what's that tell you?
I have finished the bottle, but people always make such a big deal when you drink a bottle of wine. It's only 4 glasses.
Well, you know they say like one wine a day. They don't mean the bottle; they mean a glass, right?
It's totally that meme that you see, like only 1 glass a day, and it's like the big old glass that fills like 4 bottles of wine. That's cute.
Yeah, see, I am not a half-ass kind of person.
No, she's not.
No,
Sure.
I'm either all in or I'm all out. So when I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna drink a bottle, 2 bottles, whatever I want.
Nobody's accused you of holding back from that. That's for sure.
But I'm a nice drunk. I'm not a mean drunk.
I say you.
Yeah, you know, some people are mean drunks. They're real mean.
Yeah. Some people can't drink like whiskey to get really mean.
Well, I drink beer and wine. That's about all I drink. Sometimes I'll drink mixed drinks, but
You don't drink
really,
whiskey
I
or
probably haven't.
you don't drink whiskey or
drank
vodka
the
or
last
anything?
time. Huh?
You don't drink whiskey or vodka or tequila? or
No,
anything?
I drink vodka mixed drinks sometimes, but
Yeah.
vodka's pretty much the only like.
Tequila shots.
Yeah, but that's very rare. Like I'm on a mission if I'm drinking tequila shots.
Oh, she's up in the club doing shots.
Oh, don't even talk about the club. Back in the day,
Little John on the jukebox.
no, I'd be out there dancing all night long, and Todd would be like, "Are you ready to go?"
I would not say you're ready to go.
Well, about half an hour before it's getting ready to close, Todd would be like, "You ready to go?"
It's half an hour. It's time to go.
I'm like, "We'll go," and they kick us out.
Todd get up there and dance with you too?
Sometimes, yeah, he would sometimes, but as soon as I'd get there, I'd start dancing, and I wouldn't stop until I'd go get a drink or something. But he'd come out and dance with me.
He's got some moves, right?
That's right. And scare them all away. So I didn't want to get out there too much because I wouldn't want to show them up, get out there and show them up. You're like, damn.
Has Todd ever uttered the words in a club? Oh, that's my jam.
That's my jam. That's my jam. Right there for sure.
I have so many favorite songs.
See, Rod knows me.
Yeah,
he knows me.
You know what? No, you want to know what Todd's jam is? Crisscross will make you jump.
I
That's Todd's jam. Every time it comes on.
I never wore my pants backwards, by the way. Never. I mean, I wanted to, but I never did. It's like, what's that? Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Todd walking around.
He did try one time.
Todd's around going to Mickey and Mac the whole night.
I was like, Todd, you don't
That's
have
right.
to. I told him. I said, Todd, you don't have to try that hard.
Mac Daddy Todd.
Yeah.
Make you want to jump.
That's right. Chris Price will make you. Mac Daddy will make you.
Thank you. Raiden has said review.
It's one of those feel goods. Everybody just starts smiling and wants to bob their head.
Yep. That's right. That's our song. That's our song.
I don't know about that.
I don't even know what Raiden is talking about. It's a review premiering on Rod's Beer Flow show in about 15 minutes, but my palate has been compromised with a cheeseburger. Cody, love the show, guys. He says, I also think he's about to talk shit. Get ready for some stories, LMAO. So his cousin's got it revved up right now. Nate, welcome, Nate Bertrand. Welcome to the show. He says his old lady doesn't let him get too drunk. That's why I got to get drunk for both of us. That's pretty funny. That Eric is an Eclipse. That is blasphemy to Eclipse's comment earlier. Nate says, but he's doing it to kill with me. Wait a minute. So, Nate, are you the cousin of Cody? Because you're doing to kill with him?
Oh, is he the shit-faced one that never talks?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. But he mentioned he's doing tequila. He's doing tequila with me. So I'm thinking that might be Cody's cousin.
What kind of tequila?
Nate Dogg, like in Regulator. Regulator. Mount up.
Regulate?
Regulator.
No, regulate. Not regulator. Just regulate.
Well, we're renaming
Well, no, that's
him.
what he says in the song. Regulators.
Mount up. Yep.
Yeah, that part, yeah.
But the song is Regulate, though. Yeah.
Right.
The song is named as Regulate.
The song is named Regulate.
But they say Regulator.
At the very beginning.
Well, that makes no sense.
It's all from Young Guns.
God, I love that song. Love that song.
Oh, man.
You bash me for listening to hip hop.
No. Okay, so I get in Todd's car, and it's like legit. Like, he puts on this like rap music. He listens to the station, and it's like I get in his car and I start driving. And it's like he's getting ready to do a drive-by. The music he's listening to, and I'm like, "You are the whitest guy I know, and you are listening to this shit." I'm like, I don't get it.
I can't be a white guy listening to rap music.
I guess not.
Yeah, I'm just like, who are you?
Reminds me of that scene from Office Space when he's playing the music and the guy's looking for a handout. He turns the radio down. Oh, let me see here.
Come on, man.
You are pretty white, though.
Pretty flat for a white guy.
You are pretty flat for a white guy.
Eclipse says, just enjoy when you can. And if I didn't mention it, but make sure you check out Eclipse Bruins channel if you get a chance as well. Hit those 3 dots by his name. You can check him out. And he actually does a lot of home brewing and different beer stuff there, too. Jermaine asks, what do you guys think about Crazy Stallion? I have not had Crazy Stallion. I'm thinking that's a malt liquor, though, right, Eric?
I don't know. I've never seen it either.
I think it is, unless I'm mistaken, but I've not had that one or seen that one.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Eric was asking where's the Suns in the comments. Cody says, I have a bottle of my first brew that we're tasting. It's only been bottle conditioning for 1 week, so I went to see where we were at. Oh, we're going to be testing some beer, doing tequila, drinking the Oberons. Yeah, somebody's going to go on the ride tonight, son.
Oh, God, don't start that shit.
Eric Gilbert throws his sons in there.
Too late.
Eclipse says, drink it on the live. That would be fine. Yeah, I may do it on a live one. Maybe next week I'll do it on a live show. Eric Gilbert says, I'm trolling drunk, sons.
Dear God.
Eclipse says, "What brew, Cody?" Asking what brew they're drinking. What kind of brew? Whiskey Scout. No, the little lady just acts as if being wrong never happened and sneaks off. So, Whiskey, you get her to say you are right at some point. It can happen.
Proof tonight, it happens.
Earth says, "I don't know." Earth says, "I don't know what to drink next, sons." Cody says, "LOL, we all lit on this channel. Fun times, guys. Thank you." It was great having you here, Cody. It's definitely, that's what it's about, having some fun, enjoying some beverages. Eric Gilbert said, "I wore my Carhartt overalls backwards." So he went crisscross backwards.
Yes.
Crisscross.
Wait.
Jump.
Did he have one of the straps off, or was it both like a farmer strapped up?
Good question. Were you double strapped, or did you have the one off the shoulder?
And did you have the boots on too with it?
Yeah.
See, I told you that was like his jam. He knows everything about the video, apparently.
Boots not laced all the way.
No, that was what you wore back then.
Did you wear that back
No,
then?
I didn't.
I didn't think so. I didn't think so.
You wore the Timberlands and your.
No, they, not you.
I didn't say me.
You did. You said you.
I did not say I wore the Timberlands.
Oh,
Do you understand the words that's coming out of my mouth?
No. Okay, I got two things.
How these two do not have a channel yet? I have no idea.
I know. I told him, but he can't think of a name, so it's not going to happen. He's got to think of a name because that's the most important part.
Well, we'll ask the viewers.
No, I got to tell him about something. You go get another beer.
She's got to speak.
Okay, so I have two things. You know, I was saying we'd stand in line for these slushies and we get something we really like, and then you can never have it again. This right here is the perfect example. This is my favorite slushie that they have ever had. And I had it on draft at first, and then Todd, I don't know where the hell he shipped this out of, but it was in the refrigerator. Mm-hmm. And this is my favorite slushie. And my favorite one.
I can't see it. A little closer.
Well, a little too close now, but peach dessert.
Yeah, too close.
There you go. Right there is good.
That's real good. And then my other thing.
Dessert.
Yeah, it's real good. But it don't really matter because you can never have it. So, you know.
Oh, they'll get it again.
Okay, so my other thing was, did you all see LG? LG has a brew, what do they call it, where you can make your own.
Oh, you just want to talk about it, is that me?
It's like you can put pods in it, like a Keurig, but it makes beer.
I saw her coming out with one that you can do that now. Yeah.
Yes. And I was a kegerator. Maybe is that what it's called?
It's time for the kegerator. It's time for the
kegerator. Your eyes look so green right now. They really do. He always says he has green eyes, but I never really thought they were green, but they look green right now.
Too bad I ain't got a blue shirt on right now.
Yeah, right. Somebody cued a Daft Punk. Todd's getting lucky tonight.
You might be okay tonight. You might be okay.
Cue that Daft Punk music for Todd, please.
Cue it up.
Chris Cross will make you jump. Mac Daddy.
Jump.
Oh my God.
See, pretty soon y'all gonna be like, somebody's gonna be Missy Elliott, gonna have to work it pretty soon.
You be Todd's Missy Elliott. He's gonna be the Missy Elliott.
Why is that?
I'm not Missy Elliott. You can be Missy Elliott.
I don't think Todd has a cha-cha.
Oh, did you call it cha-cha?
That's what she says in the song.
Oh.
It says it in the song.
See,
simmer down.
Okay, so did you ever watch South Park?
Rod's like, I gotta get off this channel.
I know. I'm sorry. He wants me to come on all the time, and then I'm like, no. I know I'm too much.
No, definitely.
No, but I know I'm too much sometimes. So I'm like, I don't want to. I know I have a tendency to take over.
Earth's cracking up as well.
All right. But anyway,
you know it's not.
South Park. Did you ever watch South Park?
I've seen it, but they have a lot of episodes. So.
Okay. My mom, who passed away like in 2010, but she was like so cool and fun, and she always watched South Park. And on South Park, they called it a cha-cha and a hoo-hoo dilly. A woman's vagina was a cha-cha, and a man's penis was a hoo-hoo dilly. So when you just said he don't have a cha-cha, that's what I thought of.
Ah.
Yeah, so that's what we call it. We call it a cha-cha and a hoo-hoo dilly. Well,
So what
I
would
don't
dilly?
really.
What would
Who's
dilly?
a dilly?
What would dilly dilly mean on South Park then?
I don't know.
Oh, why is it commercial? They say dilly dilly. Does that mean like
Okay, when
like
you were younger, what did your parents call it? Well, before South Park, my mom called it a tallywhacker and a Ben Snyder.
A Ben Snyder? What the hell's a Ben Snyder?
Time out.
There used to be a store here. It was called Ben Snyder's.
Yeah.
What was the
Okay.
tallywhacker? What was the tallywhacker?
No, okay.
What was the tallywhacker? Because I would think that would be the same as a Ben Snyder.
No, a tallywhacker was a penis and a Ben Snyder was a vagina.
So your tallywhacker would go into the Ben Snyder.
Yes. She never went that far with it, but yeah. And then the funny thing
Now that you
was,
put it that way, Rod.
no, but the funny thing was when I was in grade school, I had a friend and her name was Tally White.
Oh, God, here we go.
And my mom would always kind of like joke about her name being Tally White when we were like Tallywhacker, Tally White. Oh God, I'm sorry. I need to go to bed.
Shannon, I'm going to use that, man. I'm gonna be like, hey,
You should. No, Eric, when you were a little boy, what did your parents call it?
Penis.
Really?
Like, duh, what?
Really? Your parents were progressive enough. Your parents were progressive enough to call it what it was.
Yes.
Wow.
Why would they call it a tallywhacker?
Right.
Isn't that cute? A tallywhacker? That's so cute.
Next time you're in the bar and you're trying to figure out if somebody's a man or woman, you're like, do you have a tallywhacker or a Ben Snyder? Let's see how quickly you get punched in the head.
Oh,
What are you trying to figure out?
Yes. That's
Is it
so
a Ben
crazy.
Snyder or a...
Yeah.
what other beer show gives you people this much fun? I tell you.
What did your parents call it? You all
I
probably
don't know.
never talked about it, did you?
No, probably not.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I don't remember. I don't think there was any. Yeah.
His family did not discuss private parts.
Whiskey Scout makes a good point. He says if he wants to get lucky, all he has to do is tie a blue ribbon on it, on his tallywhacker.
You should try that.
And it's the right color.
You should, I know, that's what he's saying. Oh my God, Todd, if you came to bed with a blue ribbon on your tallywhacker, you would so get laid.
I'll be back. Yeah, go find some ribbons.
That is a fantastic. He is thinking outside the box.
Let me see here because I'm like lost in the comments right now.
Yeah, he's like, we're mad. I don't know.
I'm sure they're coming in. Yeah, let me go back here.
God.
Rob, before you get to the comments, I've never heard of a vagina being called a Ben Snyder.
I haven't either. I thought
Me neither. That's the only time in my entire life.
I
And
thought
then
she
I
was
had
going
a
to drink at
boyfriend
the
named
bar.
Tally White. And every time I saw her, I thought, Tallywhacker. No, Ben Snyder. No, Tallywhacker.
Get some shit straight.
Oh my God. Ben Snyder. Yeah.
Let me see.
Because I totally need another one.
Yeah, you do. So ain't over that.
God.
Eric Gill. All right, let me get...
Rod, Earl says, I'm thinking about how to run these by my wife.
What did he say?
Well, all you gotta do is ask her how her Ben Snyder is tonight.
Oh my God. Do not ask her that. You're fucking screwed. Don't ask her that.
You say, would your Ben Snyder like a massage?
Yes. No. Her man in the boat would like
I wonder if Robert Kraft, when Robert Kraft was in the massage parlor, if he just told him to go for the tallywhacker.
That's so wrong. Any word with a whacker when you're talking about a penis, that's got to be bad news.
How do we only have 12 watchers right now? That's what I want to know.
Four?
I mean, it's bad news. It's bad news if it's John Bobbitt.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, you don't want to say whacking around him.
Big on 2020 Dateline stuff?
I haven't watched 2020 in a while.
No, that's like I like to lay in bed and watch TV, but I have to watch something that I can just listen to and not watch. So I always do like Dateline 2020.
To Catch a Predator? You go to sleep to catch a predator?
Well, that's long. That's not been on for a long time. Yeah. But yeah, I would totally, because you can listen to it and not have to watch it. But Lorraine Bobbitt and him were on it here like recently. The story, he probably deserved it. He really did.
I don't know. She cuts that off to cut somebody's tallywhacker in the middle of the night. That's dirty. I mean, who goes around the house off?
I love it that I have them saying tallywhacker.
Who goes around the house off with the tallywhacker?
That's the name of the show right there.
Tallywhackers on
my YouTube shows. Tallywhacker beer.
Oh my God, Todd! Tallywhacker and Ben Snyder.
Tallywhacker beer show or beer review.
Tallywhacker Beer Snyder. Tallywhacker Beer Snyder.
Brad, I can already read Joe's comments already tomorrow morning. He's gonna be like, "What in the hell were you guys talking about last
year? What the fuck?"
Yeah.
What's this one? Raspberry?
Yeah.
Have I had that? I don't know if I've had that one.
Raspberry apricot.
All right, let me do the comments here again. I got to go back and get found where I was. Eric Gilbert said he's trolling drunk sons.
Oh dear God.
Eric Gilbert said he did wear his Carhartt overalls back. We did that one already. Roses. Eric Gilbert said one strap and Timbo's. And then he says, not beer, sons. Cody says, I'm a bit lit. LOL, lit, fire. Nate Bertrand, okay, he says, I came outside after Cody drank tequila, and he thought eating chips outside would land him in jail. LMAO. Nate says, I'm pretty demure. It was just him trying to get me chips. So Nate is the cousin of Cody. Earth says, dropping that knowledge, sons. Cody says, for me, it's weird having my own beer I brewed, but it's so cool. It's a beer only a dad could love at the moment.
Rod, you've got to say sons, like sons.
It only goes
like
when
Joe
it's
does.
For. Let me see here. Earth says, okay, Eric read that one. Whiskey Sound, I wish it was that easy for me.
Putting a blue ribbon on the tallywhacker.
Yeah.
Well, apparently you haven't tried it. I bet if you tried it, it would be that easy.
Say, hey, babe, look at my tallywhacker.
With the blue ribbon. No, you have to have the blue ribbon. You can't just pull your tallywhacker out.
And what's the women called? The women's thing is what?
Ben Snyder.
Ben Snyder.
It's so funny to hear somebody else say it.
I can see this conversation tomorrow night, Rod, with your wife.
Oh, God.
Oh, Cody says, I'm going to brew a Goza next. I'm excited for it, but event 1 week bottle condition. IPA is bad fucking ass. So he likes the IPA, so that's a good thing. And Cody says, cuz broke our Reds wicket, LMAO. You mean he dropped the Reds wicket? He busted the bottle? And none of this was sponsored in part by Greg, Earth says. So he's kind of Earth tying Shannon to Greg now. So Greg, one of our other guys. Greg is one of our Canadian buddies, and he gets a little bit crazy on the show. And he's like, none of this is sponsored by Greg, saying Greg's not even here, and you pretty much hitting Greg's level.
Hey, I'm all in or I'm all out. That's just my personality. I'm half-assed it.
Oh, let me see.
That smells good.
Cody says chips illegal to eat outside. LAMO. Whiskey Scout says this is funny and I am enjoying it. Well, thanks, Whiskey Scout, and make sure you check out Whiskey Scout's channel too. Everybody will hit those 3 dots, and of course, if you like so far everything that's happened tonight, and why wouldn't you? Make sure you hit that like button, right? So. And if you haven't been, it's first time here, we do this on Thursday night. So hit that subscribe and notification bell. That way, when we do it next week, you'll be alerted to it. But yeah. Oh, so anyway, eons ago, before we went down the Shannon Road, way back,
Sorry.
way back when you were drinking the 50 West. So I was going to bring this up. Give me a second here.
This is good.
So just recently, the Brewers Association came out with the 50 fastest growing breweries as of 2018. And so this is the list from across the country. You can see all the hot spots. And luckily, we have one of them here, which is the one Todd drank tonight, number 49, just squeezing in, was 50 West Brewing. So like I said, that was perfect timing for you drinking the 50 West earlier. A lot of good breweries on here, I'm sure. I don't know if there's any that jump out to anybody. I know Earth is down towards that San Diego area, so he probably has stuff like, he probably had like Frogtown or Abnormal or Dutch's Brew House. That's kind of down around that Southern California area. But I don't know. Have you guys had any of these other breweries up here that I'm looking at? Anything that pops out? Greg, you're in. Greg, what the hell am I talking about? Eric, you're in Michigan.
Yeah.
Hey, Rod. What's the one? Is that in Kentucky or is that Tennessee? Right there on the border.
It's Tennessee.
Which one? This one?
Tennessee's orange.
That's Tennessee.
No.
That's
Well,
Tennessee.
no, but
Kentucky's
it's like
blue.
above,
We have none in
like
Kentucky.
above Tennessee, so I wasn't sure if it was in Kentucky.
Oh no, that one is that's Tennessee. That's Hutton and Smith Brewing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, what about the one north of Indiana? Is that Michigan or is that Indiana?
Let's see. We're here. You're here. You have nothing there. And
Yeah.
so it's all this
The orange ones are the
one.
Illinois, and then up here is Michigan.
Well, no, to the right above Indiana.
Big Lake Brewing.
Big Lake, that's Michigan. Yeah, and of course, right by Eric or near Eric, what do we got here? Old Nation, baby. Boss Tweed in the house.
We got to forget, I'm doing it on my phone, so I can't see the shit very good.
But you gotta look at the orange states.
Well, no, I know, but I'm looking at the labels, and it's like right above.
The orange states.
Oh, the orange states are the ones that they're in. Okay. I didn't hear that.
And so there we got Old Nation, and then, of course, Wisconsin's represented because they drink beer like it's water in Wisconsin. So you got Pigeon River, you got Brewfinity, Third Space. I haven't heard many of these. Lake Time Brewery was kind of the number one, which I think that is Kansas. That's like Kansas. What is that? What state is that? Next to
because I got the bottom of the can.
What is next to Wisconsin and Illinois?
Iowa. That's Iowa.
So Iowa has the number one brewery, fastest growing brewery, Lake Time Brewery.
I told you we should have moved to Iowa.
What is that one?
Lake Time Brewery. You listening, Todd?
Why didn't I know what you were talking about? I thought you were talking about Wisconsin.
Number one.
He's worried about finding a blue ribbon to tie around his tallywhacker. Got to get your mom off the screen.
You got to
say things like that.
You got a few out here in Oregon, Shattered Oak. You got Warner Brewing, Silver Falls. Over here, you got like towards Backwood Billy's area, Steinhardt Brewing down here. Finn's Big Oyster is number 2, which is actually in Delaware. Flounders is here in New Jersey. PA, this is around PA Brew News area there, so you've probably had a few of those. But I don't know how many of these have you guys had any of these other ones? Industrial Arts we've actually had. I know I have. I think Joe sent me that one for Industrial Arts Brewing, which is here in New York. There's any on here that stand out for you guys? Have you guys had some of these breweries?
I've had Old Nation before, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had Old Nation. I can't see the rest of them because they're on my phone. It's too small.
Well, you got 50 West. You got 50 West now too, so you'll try that.
You can't read that.
I can't, but I need reading glasses.
I can see the states. I
can't either.
For the people that can't see, like Todd and Shannon, here's all the names.
It's on my phone.
We still can't read it.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, see?
But, they came out a few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, with the most selling craft breweries, the top 50 of that. Like Rheingeist was like 26, I think. And this is actually the fastest growing. So, just an interesting thing that came out that I saw earlier today.
Rheingeist, is that the one? The big
one we went to
with all the young kids? That was probably the coolest brewery I've been to. Like the setting of it. It was, yeah, we went in there.
In the big warehouse?
Yes, we went in there and I felt like a grandma. I mean, it was, and that was probably like 5 years ago. Wasn't that long ago? It was
about 3 years ago. Probably.
Yeah. But it was cool.
Yeah. It's a fun time. It's a good brewery. They're getting away from just being known as the IPA brewery, which is good. They're getting more sours and different things they're doing. So
we stood in line. I think half the people we stood in line with at 450 North were from Cincinnati.
Yeah, a lot of them were from Cincinnati.
Yeah, we're getting people up here that are definitely making that trip down there. I think it's probably about 2 to 3 hours from us. So there's a few people definitely getting out there on that visit.
Well, that's what I was just thinking, doing like my limited math that I can do. I was thinking about when we go to 450 North and we spend, 5-6 hours for the whole thing. We could go to Jungle Gyms for the same amount of time and get whatever we want.
I go to Jungle Gyms anytime you want to go.
Well, I'll go whenever you want to go. I don't care.
Jungle Gyms is the bomb.
I've been there.
We can hit Rod up.
Have you ever been to Jungle Gyms? Yeah, when we went to IKEA that one time. I think because my best friend, for her 40th birthday, she wanted to go to IKEA and she wanted to go to Jungle Gyms, which I'd never heard of. And I was like, you want to go to a grocery store for your birthday? I'm like, all right, well, let's go.
You had no idea.
No, I went and she was showing me like ostrich eggs and $60 ostrich eggs. Mm-hmm. Have you seen those?
I haven't seen ostrich eggs, but I'm not surprised they have them there.
Yeah, she took me and there was like a pig head and an ostrich egg, and because they have like all these different nationalities sections.
Yeah, I've had pig's head before.
What do you eat from a pig's head?
Just
eat the meat, right? Eat the meat still.
The ears.
Yeah. Which makes me really sad. I wish I was a vegetarian because
you don't eat bacon.
I love pigs. Pigs are my favorite. The very first thing Todd ever got me when we started dating over 21 years ago was his aunt and uncle owned a ceramic shop, and I love pigs, and he bought me this little ceramic pig, but I eat them. I eat pigs, and that's just wrong.
Everybody eats pigs.
I know, but not everybody loves pigs as much as I do.
You got to get the bacon from somewhere.
I know. I should just stop.
All about the bacon.
I feel like such a hypocrite. Don't you ever feel like a hypocrite? Because I could not go out and
when it comes to bacon, I don't.
But even a cow. I just couldn't.
Doc Holiday, baby. My hypocrisy only goes thus far.
I feel like a hypocrite. But I block it out of my head because you know what? I'm more about indulging myself than being right. So.
Did you eat a pig? Could you eat bacon while looking at a pig?
No, I could not eat a piece of bacon by looking at a pig. We need to get a pig. That's what we need to do. We need to get a pet pig, and then my problems will be solved.
Could you?
I probably could, yeah.
I probably could.
You could? Look at it. Like if we had a little,
I don't associate bacon.
I can eat it. Look, I can eat a hamburger while looking at a cow. So what's the bacon and the pig gonna do?
No, okay. So we have 3 dogs, and dogs.
I need no dog though. I need no dog though. I'm just saying.
No, but
we eat hot dogs.
No, but listen to me. What I'm trying to say is, if a little bitty pig was living in her house, and it was Blake, you know what I'm saying? Or hey, whichever favorite dog you have, who's your favorite dog?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
I don't associate bacon with a pig.
Well,
when I eat bacon, I don't think pig at all.
Did you ever see Pulp Fiction with Jules talking to Vince about the dog and the pig? No, you don't eat the dog. No.
But look at Blake. If bacon was made out of dogs,
but it's not.
I'm saying if.
But it's not though. There's no hypothetical with bacon and a dog. You can't make that comparison.
We're just we're gonna eat turkey bacon from now on.
Okay, you will.
Could you eat a hamburger looking at a cow?
Easier than a pig.
Why?
Because I love pigs.
Oh, you value the cow more than the pig? I mean, you value the pig more than the cow?
No, yeah, probably. I shouldn't, but...
Well, you just separate.
I've just always loved pigs. I've always loved pigs.
Well, that's fine if you love pigs, but I love bacon too.
Right, yeah, right.
You love pigs too, but just not the same way that I love pigs.
And I love pork chops. I love ham.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your all's favorite, favorite kind of meat to eat?
Steak.
But what kind of steak?
It's like a
Sirloin.
strip steak.
Sirloin?
Yeah, for me.
Really? See, I don't like sirloin. I like. What about you, Rod?
Probably like a strip steak or filet mignon.
See, I'm not big on filet, but I love a ribeye. I love a ribeye, and I like pork steak, which are the two. Pork steak, you can get feed the whole family for $5.
Yeah, but
And
ribeye
then,
is a fatty steak. That's why people like it because of the flavor.
a pork steak's like a bacon steak.
Oh,
When I
pork
go
steak
grocery
is.
shopping,
Yeah.
I usually get a round steak.
But guess what? You got to kill the pig to get the pork steak.
I know.
I mean, our Kroger here has bacon wrapped jalapenos. Because imagine you can't have bacon wrapped jalapenos without the bacon.
Mm.
True statement.
But it's different countries. Like, what is it? India, that the cow is sacred.
They don't eat
so they would never eat a cow. But they might eat a dog.
Although I've been to Indian buffet where they did have beef out there before.
Really?
It's like, you're not supposed to have it. They said, well, it's for the Americans.
Mm.
They don't eat it, but the Americans will. So they're like, hey, we make money off of that.
Honestly, I think I'd rather eat a cat than a pig.
Why a cat?
Because I don't like cats. It'd be easier. It would be not like it, like taste-wise. It would be easier for me to eat a cat than a pig, probably, if I really think about it. But see, I'm a bitch, and I'm like selfish. So when I have a piece of bacon in front of me, I'm like, I don't think about a pig. I just think about my bacon.
That's right.
As you
eat the bacon with the pig.
But they should. They should, because it's wrong to eat something that would be like me eating you.
Yeah,
I really like you, but you might taste really good if I fried you in a pan on the oven.
I know it tastes really good if you fried me in the pan.
We'll never know till the zombie apocalypse happens.
I wouldn't be as good as bacon, but you'd be close.
Right. You probably would be close. I bet you would taste real good.
You gotta get a fat guy. You gotta get a fat guy where the greasiness soaks in like a pig.
Well, then I'm fucked. You're gonna want to eat me before I'll eat you. I bet I would taste so good. I want a bite of me now.
This could go in so many different directions.
Especially, I'm holding back right now. I'm holding back.
Don't hold back.
Like here's the Pulp Fiction.
You be you, Rod. You say whatever you want.
I'm trying real hard.
No, don't try. Just be you. Just do what you say, what you want. That's
all of a sudden the channel's gonna go like.
I know. Out. I'm sorry.
Sorry, kicking you.
All
out.
Right, let me see. Let me see here. Get back to let me get back to comments here. Cody Stark says, "Sorry, I get crazy on here. Only get a few nights to partake on here." LML. Hey, get crazy, Cody. You're always welcome to do so. What beers have you guys gotten into lately? Cody asks. Eric, Todd, any beers you got into lately?
Well, it's starting to come around to being like the springtime. I'm starting to come back around to like wheat ales.
Yeah.
Like Oberon, the 312 wheat by Goose Island, and there's a couple other ones out there.
Have you done Oberon yet this week since it came out or anything?
I have not.
Okay.
Not.
Yeah, I haven't even.
Shelves everywhere at any store you go into.
I haven't even picked it up yet either.
Anything you're getting into right now, Todd, that you really like?
No, I mean, tonight we're drinking on a couple slushies, but yeah, as it's starting to warm up a little bit, it'd be more towards the IPA, lager type, more summer style, which is kind of goofy. I mean, I like stouts, but usually drink them more in the wintertime, which I guess is what everybody does, but which is kind of weird, I guess, when you think about it. I mean, it's beer, so what difference does it make? But
it's supposed to cool back down, Todd, so you'll be right back into the stout.
Right, yeah, no, yeah. Tomorrow or this weekend it's supposed to be in the 40s here, I think.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 30s, upper 30s here, I think.
We're sitting here now with the windows open and 70s today, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't. I guess more towards IPAs in the summertime, just because that's when they all start coming out, you know.
Right.
I'm not big on IPAs. Todd likes those are probably your favorite.
Well,
You like stout a lot too.
Shannon, it's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he said. He was like, he didn't like them when he first started to try them, and now he really likes them. So.
And there's different types of IPAs too. So.
Well, 450 North had that one. We only got like 3 different kinds last time we went, and one of them was a sour IPA.
Yeah, it was the first sour IPA.
And it was really sour, but it was good. And I'm not big on IPAs, and it was good.
I think you'd like the all-day IPA, too.
What's that one?
By Founders, even though I don't want to bring up Founders.
Yeah, well, hey, I don't even think I've ever tried Founders, but Todd has put such a bad taste in my mouth over them. I don't want to touch them with a 10-foot pole. So fuck them.
That's a good session.
There you go.
Alrighty then.
Let me see here.
Which is really hard to do because they were probably easily top 3 favorite breweries of all of them.
But I'm glad that you have boundaries. I'm glad that you, like, you know, a lot of people won't go to Chick-fil-A because of the whole gay thing and them. And that puts a bad taste in my mouth, but damn, they got some good sandwiches, so, you know.
The thing that bothers me a lot is people are like, oh, okay. I mean, a lot of them are like, oh, okay. Well, they don't associate the stuff that they're in to, and I'm not saying that everyone's going to, you know, subscribe to the theory or anything, but for me, I haven't bought Founders beer in quite some time. Other people are like, I really don't care. I'm just going to continue to buy the beer.
Well, and that's Todd, yeah. Todd's been like, you know, he was really pissed at him, and then he was like, well, I haven't heard anything. Like, is it really still a thing, or is it not? But we still really haven't bought any, but we don't really, you know.
Well, it's kind of to me it really saddens me to have a lot of the people go, yeah, I don't really care. I'm just going to continue to buy the beer whether they're racist or not.
Right,
really
yeah.
Me a little bit. Well,
and that's kind of
a lot.
Yeah, and I feel like that we should probably be more like with the whole Chick-fil-A thing, you know. That kind of upsets me, but
I don't go to Chick-fil-A.
Well, yeah, we shouldn't. We really shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't spend anything on it.
It's like our daughter's favorite restaurant, and I don't think she even knows anything. But maybe if we told her about that, she wouldn't like them so much.
People get addicted to Chick-fil-A again. It's like Tyrone Biggums. It's like,
oh, I remember when I was a little girl.
It'd be like Dave Chappelle. Chicken in there.
You want that Chick-fil-A,
with like the Chick-fil-A sauce all around your mouth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of feel like I try to stick with things that are important to me, and I try to know that stuff. And I'm also like, Jesus Christ, if I like with Founders, that's like but my brother is like so different from me. Like I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to be free to do what they want. And I'm not really a religious person, except for I'm trying to, learn about Buddhism, but that's not really about gods. But my brother, he's like I call him a convenient Christian. He's like, he believes what he wants and then he doesn't. Whatever's convenient to him is what he selects. But I'm just like, I just want people to be happy and be free to be whoever they want. You shouldn't judge people as long as they're not hurting people. I'm going down a road that'll never end, so I'm going to stop.
That's the alcohol talking right there.
No, that's me. That's me. Right?
No, I'm just saying.
That's me, yeah.
The alcohol makes it more free-flowing.
Because I don't like to offend people, so I know when I say I'm not religious and all that, that might offend people, so. But I'm okay with them being religious if that makes them happy, and then they should be able to do that.
People got to do whatever it takes.
I love my brother just about more than anybody, but he's such a, what should I say? What should I call my brother?
Whatever you want.
You're not going to hurt my feelings. We both agree on how he is.
Not sure.
He means well. He really does, but.
whenever it's convenient.
He gives gay people. He sold porn out of the back of his. He sold porn out of his truck. What else did he do? I won't say the other things he's done because somebody might see this and he might get locked up.
Yeah, he probably
He's
should.
a Christian. He's a Christian, and gays are wrong. You know, it's like. But I do love him, and I shouldn't be talking bad about him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, let me get some more of the comments here.
Yeah,
Elbow
you need help you with that? That's
Shannon. Let me read the comments.
Okay.
I'll mute it.
Elbow says Seventh Son is close to me in Florida, definitely on my list to visit. I've heard some things about Seventh Son, so at some point I would like to try to check out their beers. Cody Stark says 50 West equals 100 East. I have no idea what math Cody's doing right now, but I know he's having a good time. Eric Gilbert says that there's actually Flounders Brewing. I guess I can't call Founders Flounders anymore. Whiskey Scout, I've had the Wooshock wheat from Wichita Brewing Company. I liked it. It's getting to that nice time of the year, like Eric brought up. You know, the wheat ales definitely start to come into play more. I've not heard of Wichita Brewing, so be interesting. Cody said, I've noticed Old Nation is trying to get away from the hazy NEIPA stuff, in my opinion. Have you noticed that too, Eric?
Yep.
That you're trying to get away. I know you sent me Electron Brown, which I'm going to drink here at some point for sure, shortly.
You'll like that beer. You'll like it.
But why would you get away from it? That what they built? I mean, I know they're probably not trying to be pegged as just that type of beer, but people love them for that. You don't want to really get too far away from it. That should be their flagship.
I think they're just experimenting kind of with their Electron Brown, and they might have another. I think they're going to have another one non-IPA beer out here.
Yeah.
Shortly.
But we're getting Old Nation. I don't know if I told you, but we get the distribution now through Jungle Gyms as well, and then Ohio too. So they had the M43 there when I went there that day.
M43 is obviously their flagship. They put them on.
Yeah. Saved their brewery, really, the way they were going.
Yeah.
Whiskey South says the cheeks off the pig's head. That's what you would eat there. Oh, I know cheeks might hold a lot of the flavor with all the fattiness and stuff. Eric Gilbert says, I think bacon if I see a pig. Come here, little piggy. I'm going to fry you up, son. Raining on your parade. The Newcastle Brown Ale brewed by Lagunitas is nothing like the Newcastle we are used to. Not as sweet. I think it blows away modern day Newcastle. We'll be interested to see what people think about it. Okay, well, that's good to know because I haven't tried the Lagunitas brew on it yet. So I'll look to pick that up and give that a taste as well. And Earth's favorite steak, he said ribeye. He went with the ribeye too. Well, ribeyes, I mean, they got that like fattiness in there, so your juiciness is in there. You've got a lot of flavor in the ribeye, so I can see why a lot of people would definitely like the ribeye steak. Let me see here. Cody Stark, Eric Lions fan. I haven't, but with the Electron Brown and the Brute, I've noticed good changes. I didn't know they did a Brute. Have you tried that one, Eric?
I have had. Well, which one is that?
That Old Nation did a Brute one as well.
I haven't had the Brute one. No, I haven't.
Okay.
Well, I haven't been to the brewery in some time either.
Okay. Well, Cody may have had it there too. I don't know if you did or not, Cody. I was just wondering if you did, but you said you noticed good changes, so I was thinking you may have had that one. Let me see here. Cody says, bacon wrapped jalapeno. They're bacon wrapped stuffed jalapenos. So guess what? I got a Rod J deal on those before too. Went at the right time and they just gave me a whole bunch for like $5. So they were good too, son. Eric Gilbert says Delmonico sons. And Cody says, no, I have cats, LAMO, talking about Shannon wanting to eat the cats. Whiskey Scout, Kansas City Strip, my favorite steak. There you go. There's a strip. And Elbow said his cat's ready to the next room. Shannon's scaring everybody's cats. Earth says mobile barbecue pit style steak.
Cats are shady.
Yeah, cats are. I don't know. Cats are more like women, and dogs are more like men, in my opinion. So.
Oh, that's a bunch of shit.
Oh, it's not.
Yes. Well, how are cats like women?
Fickle, moody, don't even
Am I fickle
touch when they want to be touched.
No.
Don't answer that.
No, legit. No. Todd is more fickle and moody than I ever thought about being. You are.
I am?
You are more moody than I am.
Okay, I am.
That's right. Whatever it takes, son.
No.
Happy wife, happy life.
No. Let me tell you this. I know, and you correct me if I'm wrong. And I won't be mad if you disagree.
Should I start correcting now? Or?
Oh, God. If I'm in a bad mood, I will tell him, I'm in a bad mood. You probably should just steer clear of me. Do I not do that?
Yeah, you do.
I do.
A lot of times. Most of the time.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm in a bad mood. I'm having a day. Leave me alone. If you don't, then that's your fucking problem. Yeah.
And those exact words, too.
Yeah, I'm just like, that's it. I tell him, I know when I'm being unreasonable.
Let me see here.
You all do that because Todd doesn't. Todd doesn't say, Shannon, I'm having a bad day. Like, have you ever said that to me? I'm having a bad day. You should probably let me be.
No, not really.
No, not. And he should have said that to me today and yesterday.
I probably told you I was having a bad day, but I didn't say leave me alone.
Yeah, I knew he was having a bad day. He has been having a bad day. But he seems like he's doing better now that we're having a good time.
Beer makes everything right.
Yeah.
That's what makes it great.
He's doing better.
Alcohol is good for the soul.
It is good for the soul. It is.
I should really turn this Michigan game off, but I got to see how bad the thumping's
going. Yeah, I can't believe they're getting beat like they are.
I don't know what's going on. It's like you only had like, 16 at halftime or something? It was like...
Yeah, I mean, they've been playing like shit. They've been playing like fucking shit, really.
What are you doing?
Yeah, they're playing pretty bad there. Whiskey Scout says, zombies carrying frying pans. Now, that would be funny. And then he said, oh, my God, what did she just say? Well, Whiskey Scout, we got to this a little later, so it could have been a variety of things that Shannon said.
A little late to the party there.
I'm sorry.
Cody says, I've got a Goose Island IPA, all day IPA, and Oberon. And of course, my IPA I brewed. I went out to the bar for my Oberon. Cody says, I have the oranges and cookies for my Oberon tonight. Don't put an orange in the beer, Cody. Come on, son.
Come on, man.
Don't fruit the beer. Don't fruit the beer.
Like separate from what it was made?
Oranges in a beer. Yeah, like people put that in Oberon.
Well, maybe he likes that.
No,
don't judge him. Maybe it tastes good to him.
Oh, we're judging. Don't fruit the beer.
What's his name?
Cody.
Weird.
It's Cody.
Cody, you do whatever the fuck you want to do. That's what you do. What makes you happy?
Cody said, I like everything but stouts and porters during the summer. So, and we have tequila again. Cody said. So, how's that cousin doing? By the way, is he holding up? Is Nate doing all right? I haven't heard from. I haven't seen Nate type in a while. Just checking.
He's passed out somewhere.
Nate probably passed out somewhere in the front yard. Let's see here. And Jermaine said Heffy beers. Yeah, I do like a good Hefeweizen, and we are hitting that season where it warms up. Hefeweizens are very nice at this time of the year. Cody says, I haven't really had any founders lately, though. And lots of laughs. Always have a good time watching you guys. Thanks, Cody. Appreciate that. Richie Z's in the house. Says, hey, Rod and friends. Welcome, Richie. Glad you swung by. Cody said, I think Old Nation doesn't want to be known as a one-trick pony. Yeah, there's a thing of not being a one-trick pony, but there's also a thing of not losing your brand identity as well. So they can make other things, but I don't think they should get too far away from still making that. Like I said, because M43, as we talked about, pretty much saves their brewery. They can make the Boss Tweed like a seasonal type release, which would be good, I think. But then make some other stuff around it. Like Eric said, the Electron Brown, which I haven't done yet, but I will. Is a good one, so they can have that as a certain part of their releases. And there's certain things you want to keep though, where people know your brewery from it. He said
the brown was pretty good by them.
Cody said the Woodshed Brute IPA. That's the one I think from Old Nation there.
Here's Blue Shed. It looks so good on him.
Let's see here. And then Richie says hello to Robert. He says hello to Richie, and everybody back to Eric. And awesome seeing you on this great beer channel, Robert. So everybody's pleasantries. That's always good. Like to have that happening. And Whiskey's, I enjoy watching Rod J stuff. Appreciate that, Whiskey Scout. And hopefully you guys are all checking on all these guys that have their channels too. You can check out all the stuff they're doing, which is always great as well. Cody says, LOL, the orange gives the Oberon enough flavor for me, LOL. I want to do a Hefeweizen brew. I think my cousin's done with tequila. Like MAO. Well, you got to be careful with your cousin. Apparently, we know he has a tolerance that'll give out at some point. So make sure you don't push him over.
He just drinks on Thursdays.
Yeah, but he goes after hard on Thursdays if it's like last time.
He goes all in. Like
Trust
you
me.
do.
There's no day.
Stop judging me.
There's no day of the week where it's a good day to pray to the porcelain god. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah. Amen to that.
I can see he's trying to add the flavor for the orange. When people fruit the beer, it's kind of like, if you like the beer that way, like Shannon said, enjoy it, but it's kind of like they make it a certain way for you to enjoy. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like they talk about Blue Moon and people put the orange on there, and it's kind of like, well, if you're having a really good beer of that style, you don't really need that. If you look at the beer where it's based out of Germany and other areas, they don't fruit it, and it's a lot better.
It's kind of like a chimichanga with sour cream.
You put sour cream in your chimichanga?
I put sour cream on anything I can. Todd doesn't. He likes it okay, but like I could just like I like more sour cream than chimichanga.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a lot of sour cream.
Yeah. Todd makes quesadillas. Sour cream and guacamole are better than the actual chimichanga or the quesadilla or whatever. So maybe some people like the orange. Maybe they're just looking for an excuse for an orange.
Do you load up your taco with sour cream?
Yes. Any kind of Mexican food has to have sour cream. I don't even want it if I can't put sour cream on it.
And her version of sour cream is like more than like the three of me, you, and Eric put together would eat on their food.
You're buying it by the quart, huh?
Yeah. Like you can't even taste any of the actual food. Do what?
She probably just takes a spoon and just eats sour cream.
Basically, it's what it is.
I don't do that, but like the last scoop of sour cream I put on my food, there's quite a bit of sour cream left on the spoon, and I'll lick the spoon.
It's like, do you want a little taco with your sour cream?
A little bit.
Just sour cream.
That's
right.
That is fucking nasty.
I really think. What do you say?
That's fucking nasty.
No, it's delicious.
Delicious. Are you a big mayonnaise fan too?
Yes.
Like you put French fries in mayonnaise?
I mean, I do. It's really good, but I think like any kind of food, the dressings and the sides are better than the actual food.
Really?
Like I'll dip my French fries in.
You don't put like ketchup on steak, do you?
What?
You don't put ketchup on steak.
Not ketchup, but she puts A1 on it.
Yeah, Todd gets. But that's the way I grew up. My dad used to, and I didn't.
Well, if you do it like in a Ponderosa or something, that's different. That's a Ponderosa steak. Or
no, she doesn't.
A Perkins or a Bob Evans. But if you go to Ruth Chris, I'd be damned if you put A1 on that steak.
Thank you.
But that's how I grew up. My dad would make a steak, and it would be a piece of leather. I never knew what a good steak was until Todd made me a steak.
Yeah.
His steaks are so good.
But yet, what did she do for the first thing?
Because that's what I grew up with. I want my A1.
I was like, don't insult the chef. You're insulting the chef when you pour that shit on there.
No, your steak is the best I have ever. I would rather have Todd's steak than go to any restaurant.
You like some salt and pepper on there, you're good to go.
No, Allegro. Have you ever had Allegro marinade?
Is that allergy medicine? Oh, that's
Allegro. That's Allegro.
This is looking on.
Yeah, it's really close.
Kind of like bro and bra.
Yeah.
Allegro.
Like Ben Snyder and Ben Snyder.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, Allegro, like you could put you could literally put a piece of shoe leather in that and it would taste so good. Is it not the best?
It is good.
Yeah, like I would rather have Todd's steak marinated in that, his pork steak marinated in that, than anything I go to any restaurant. It's so good.
There you go.
Todd's really the cook. I don't really cook much. I really don't. I could live on cereal. Yeah, I do cook at Thanksgiving.
Oh,
yeah,
cereal. Speaking of cereal, so
segue.
I don't know, Todd, if you saw my Instagram this past weekend, or Eric, when I went to get donuts on Sunday. I posted a picture of the place. We got a place called Holtman's here. I was just like, the last 2 Sundays, it's like I really wanted donuts from there because they got these crazy donuts, almost like 450 North does. And they put a picture out of Lucky Charms donut with just the marshmallows and the glazer. Yeah, I had to make a road trip down there. And I got there. I got the Lucky Charms one. But then they also had one with Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, I love Fruity Pebbles.
So then they got the Fruity Pebbles one. Then they had one with the bacon and the maple. So I got the bacon and the maple. And so, I ended up being like a half dozen because then I got a couple for her as well. So it's kind of like, that's why I don't come to this place. It's like, just calories. As soon as you walk in the door, calories are thrown in your body. But Fruity Pebbles and Lucky Charms were so worth the drive. Well, the bacon, they were all good, but yeah.
Well, Jungle Gyms, like when we went up there for my friend's 40th birthday, they have just a bag of Lucky Charms marshmallows you can buy. Just a whole bag of Lucky Charms marshmallows.
Is Wilford Brimley included?
Yeah, diabetes.
Maybe, I don't know, but
his picture was on his smiling.
What's your favorite sugary cereal?
Sugary cereal?
Yeah.
I kind of like Fruit Loops.
What about you, Rod?
Sugary cereal? Probably Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms.
I like Lucky Charms too.
What about you, Eric?
Loops, though.
I don't usually eat sugary cereal.
But if you had to pick one, come on, Eric. Live on the wild side.
Play the game a little bit.
Everything can't be Raisin Bran.
Oh, Raisin Bran.
Cheerios. Raisin Bran.
If I were to choose a cold cereal,
which one?
Cornflakes.
That's not a sugary cereal.
Raisin Bran, cornflakes.
You mean frosted? You mean Frosted Flakes? You didn't like Frosted Flakes as a kid? Even as a kid? You didn't like Tony Tiger?
No.
Hey, my parents would let me have sugary cereals.
You like the corn pops? Everybody liked the corn pops.
Corn pops.
He was straight up Special K cornflakes.
Rice Krispies?
Not even Rice Krispies. Not
now you're going overboard, Rod.
Hey, Eric.
Strictly oatmeal.
Eric.
What about Kix?
No. Eric, that is the most Todd answer I've ever heard.
What was that supposed to mean?
Not even Frankenberry?
Not even
Blueberry?
Cornflakes. God damn it, cornflakes. And he's all right with cornflakes.
I am.
None of the Captain Crunch or his variants.
But
No.
Eric, did you add your own sugar to the cornflakes?
Wait a minute, he might like Captain.
He
He might like some Captain Crunch.
See, now the truth comes out.
Now you're really trying to answer.
Truth comes out. Sprinkle your own sugar on there. I'll give you a little fist bump on that one.
You're living on the wild side now. Mine's Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, but Eric, I got to ask you, though, what the best bite of that, though, is like you get down to the milk, and there's all that sugar down there, and you have to get the scoop of the milk and sugar in it.
You take the bowl and just go.
Yeah, right.
That was really nasty, Eric. That was so nasty. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He made one of them blurry bars ran across his mouth.
Making him blush now.
Oh, come on, man.
Let me see here. Let me get some of these comments.
Segue into comments.
Oh, let me get the comments here.
Oh God.
Cody says, "I get what you're saying about the orange, but
put on pause. I can find something."
Every time I go to comments, trying to start talking. Cody says, I get what you're saying about the orange, but it's a Michigan holiday, and the only time I really do this. LAMAO, don't judge. It is a Michigan holiday for Oberon Day, so we'll give you a pass there. Elbow says, Eric, cheers, another opening day for Major League Baseball. Cody said, I honestly think Winston Ale by Arcadia is better than Oberon. Winston Ale is a good one. I do like that one as well. I haven't had it in a while. That might not be a bad one to do a side-by-side to actually check out. Maybe I'll do that this year. Richie says, nothing beats a delicious ribeye. So he's a ribeye fan. Cody says, steak. Cody's probably getting hungry now from drinking everything. Whiskey Scout says, I never have cared for summer shandies, but I do like sour ales. I'm with you there, Whiskey. I'm not a shandy person, especially that summer shandy. In fact, that's the only beer I think I wanted the glass at a bar that I had them do a drain pour on the beer, because the only way I can get the glass was to actually get this summer shandy, which I did not want, and I tried and I did not finish. So, not a shandy person. Richie said, cheers, Cody. Cody said, cheers, Richie. How you doing, brother? Whiskey says, you destroy steaks with A1 or Heinz.
Oh, boo.
Amen.
Quit being so judgmental.
Richie says, Cody, I'm good. How are you? So they're back and forth. Whiskey says he uses Allegro as a marinade for his deer jerky.
Yes.
Yes.
Good stuff. And then Eric Gilbert said, good night, sons. I'm taking a header. So, EG, thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good one, brother. And then Cody said, I used to hate breakfast in general in school. Now it's some good cheesy eggs with some peppers and mushrooms with Tabasco sauce. That's not a bad breakfast. I can get that. Whiskey Scout said, frosted mini wheats.
Better than cornflakes. He's not even paying attention.
Yeah.
Hey, Cody says, oh, hey, I got through my first nursing school class. I just wanted to share with you. Hey, congrats, Cody. Congrats on getting through there.
You can do it.
And if you need anything, get any questions, Shannon, she's a nurse, so it might be a good resource for you.
Yep. I'm a drunk, too, so.
Drunk nurse.
Yep.
And then Whiskey Throttle says, okay, now Todd's wife has taken over again.
That's why I try to stay in the background most of the time, because when I come out, I come out.
Richie says, hey, Cody, I'm having a bourbon Jim Beam distiller's cut. I'm out of beer. How about you? So he's on a Jim Beam. Not Cody, but Richie. And Whiskey Throttle, oh no. And Richie C says, what's up? He says, what's up to Whiskey, and back and forth. And Richie says, hey, Daniel. Cody says, Richie, I have some of my homebrew, Oberon and a Goose Island IPA. And Whiskey says, I'm having an Innocent Gun now. So he's moving to Innocent Gun.
Nice.
Whiskey Scouts have it Four Roses single barrel. Nice.
Ooh, nice.
And Richie says,
maybe my favorite bourbon.
Really? Have you been to visit like any of the distilleries at all? We haven't.
No, not really.
I need to do that at some point.
Where did we stop at on the way last year? And it was booked. Like, just kind of random. We were down. I forgot what Jack Daniels. I don't remember. I forget what. No, what Jack Daniels. It was.
Was it Jim Beam?
I forgot what the. Yeah, it might have been Jim Beam. And they were booked solid for the day. We just kind of had up randomly. It's like, let's just stop in and see if we can do a tour. And they were already full, so. No, but I want to go down there and do like the Four Roses, and there's a bunch of distilleries like within 10 or 15 minutes of each other.
Yeah, I've got one like 15 minutes from my house. I need to go over like Boone County Distillery. Some of the breweries up here use some of their barrels for stuff, but I had not went over there yet. And of course, we got New Riff Distillery, which is where Jo is at Party Source right there in the same lot. So. And
I like to go to like Angel's Envy, which is like catty corner from the ball field where Against the Grain is at.
Okay.
So it's like right across the street from it. And it's a fairly new facility, so I haven't actually had a chance to get there yet. But
yeah, we got some nice ones throughout the area for sure. And then Whiskey asks me, why is food always getting pushed out of the screen? Those are food. I'm actually reading comments. I didn't see food get pushed out. Cody says bar block away, so we will see maybe some bar food. So Cody is getting a little bit of the munchie. Whiskey Scout said he had a Cholo Stout earlier. And then Whiskey Throttle says, "Damn, that lady's going to get you guys arrested." Talking about Shannon.
Me? I'm gonna get arrested?
She said you're going to get us arrested. Richie says, "Rod, I see Eric G at most whiskey chats. I'm glad to see him." Yeah, he does. I think he was there with Jo and stuff. But yeah, and actually, I try to catch on some of the other whiskey stuff. So yeah, he's definitely around as well. Some good stuff as I'm trying to pick up more about whiskey. Being able to catch up with all the guys here on that has kind of been nice as well. Whiskey Throttle, Todd is a ventriloquist.
You're a ventriloquist.
No, I do. Whiskey, what are you drinking tonight? Whiskey Throttle.
I want to see. Show me.
Cody, my homebrew is pretty good for 1 week. Might be hard to stay out of it. It's so awesome. I actually freaking did it. Yeah, congrats on starting to brew your own beer there. Usually I would give it 1 to 2 weeks, but if it's ready at a week, you know, what I would do is definitely hold out to see what it tastes in a couple weeks, see if it actually settles out a little bit more. But you got to get in there and test so you start to know when to start pulling stuff. So good job on your part. I say put a lot of care and attention into it. And Richie says, "Right, you're near New Riff. I have a single barrel from them. It's Suburban. Yeah, I'm actually 20 minutes from New Riff, which is actually where Jo is. If you watch the Party Source reviews, Party Source sits in the same lot with New Riff. So they actually used to have a brewery under them, which was 8 Ball. They ended up closing to focus more on the whiskey. And then Whiskey says, "Is this a beer show or Netflix commercial?" A little bit of both. Jermaine said Bitburger beer is great. I did a review on Bitburger on the channel here. If you get a chance, Jermaine, you can check it out. I wasn't as overly impressed with it. It was decent enough, I guess you could say, as a Pilsner or as a macro type beer, but it was said they're a #1 beer in Germany, which is kind of hard to believe. But then if you kind of look at it like they're a big macro, kind of like Budweiser here, you're like, well, people probably just buy it more. Didn't hate it. I just didn't know it wasn't as appealing to me versus some of the other German beers I've actually had. But it is what it is. If you like it, enjoy it. Nothing wrong with that. Cody, it's not ready, but I wanted to taste the beer. No, you're fine, Cody. I mean, yeah, taste it so you know what to experience and maybe jot it down if you're keeping like a journal of as you're brewing, so you know what it tastes like after the first week. And then the next week, see how it is. If it mellows out a little bit more, you want to note that as well. Or if you start to get more of a feel of the bitterness, if it's kind of a little bit more refined, make sure you're tracking all that. So next time when you brew it, you'll know how long you really want to wait instead of having to pop in there and check it each week. You'll know like it takes 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever to get the best quality you're looking for. Richie Z said holy, and that's all he said. Then, Richie says I'm sourcing New Riff bottles from a Kentucky guy and very happy. Nice. And Cody says I'm going to go 3 weeks. And Cody said we'd love to send you guys some beer. And Richie Z is Rod been talking. Wait a minute, Whiskey Throttle. Richie Z is Rod been taking over. I don't know what Whiskey Throttle is saying there, but. Rod, what is you, Todd, and the young lady's favorite German brews? Do you like Optimator? I do like Optimator. I had done a review on that a while back too. I don't know if I uploaded that one or not. I have to look at my my phone. But the Optimator is a very solid beer. Let me see if I have it on the channel here. And as far as you guys, what are your favorite? Do you have a favorite German beers you guys have done?
No, not anything I think of off the top of my head anyway.
I haven't had a German beer in a while.
Yeah, that's not one I really tend to gravitate towards.
Yeah, the only German beers I remember is when my brother came back from Germany when he was in the army a million years ago, and it looked like cough syrup. It was so thick and brown.
Yeah, I've done the Optimator, and it is on the channel. So if you do want to check it out, there is a video for that as well. And then one of my favorite ones is actually, I think it's Ochsneck Sunkerna, and it's actually a smoked beer. It's in a green bottle. If you watch Joe's channel, The Beer Patrol, he just did 2 of them last Monday. on a couple of their beers. He didn't do the one that was the smoked one that I had, the green one, but that was one of my favorite ones as well. Frankenmuth makes the hef, was great. My girlfriend even loved it, and she's not much in the beer. Yeah, I had a 6-pack from Frankenmuth brought back from some friends. The hef was one of them, and that was actually pretty good too. So they had a nice little setup on the things they're doing. And Whiskey thought also, I'm going to pour a whiskey to go with my innocent gun. Richie Z, any suggestions? He was asking all. So I think that's all the comments there.
For whiskey, do you like whiskey?
Yeah, a little bit. Hey, Eric, have you had this one from Dark Horse?
I have not. No, I haven't.
I would not
ever.
ever.
One Jeff No Jinx sent me.
But look at that label. You know, we were talking about label art or whatever it was. I would never. That looks like, remember Ernest and Vern? Or
Yeah.
that's what it reminds me of. What did he always say? Something about Vern?
Moving.
No.
I don't know.
Oh, well.
What are you asking me for then? If that's not what,
Well, I
what
thought
it
you
is?
might know.
You know what I mean, Vern?
Yes, I know. You know what I mean, Vern. That's what it
I
is.
mean, he had like 2 things he ever
Well,
that was ever.
that's what that reminds me of. You know what I mean, Vern? Don't that bring that to your mind? Just say yes, or just agree with me once.
Hey, Todd, whatever
Exactly
it
what I
takes.
was thinking.
Todd, whatever it takes, man, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
The blue ribbon. Get that blue ribbon out, buddy.
Tie a blue ribbon around that. What is it?
A tallywhacker.
Tallywhacker. Tie your blue ribbon around that tallywhacker.
I love that I have them saying tallywhacker. I love it.
Right, like, you know.
We learn all kinds of things on this show. Learn all kinds of things.
I'll be back in 6 weeks.
But well, we've actually been going for a while tonight, and I know I got to work tomorrow. Everybody else,
You got to work tomorrow? You never have to work on Fridays.
I always work on Fridays.
You just work from home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You work from home tomorrow?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'll be glad. Tomorrow, is this going to be your last day of the hell week? Are you going to be back? Monday's going to be okay?
Oh.
Jesus, me too.
I ain't said nothing or done anything.
I can tell. You don't have to say. I can tell. You're stressed. I can tell.
I was gonna make a joke in there about what's good for stress, but it's not even
Go.
too easy.
Well,
Just wear blue.
believe me, it would have already been taken care of, but I'm
Just wear
moving
blue.
this week.
Just
You
wear
get my
blue,
grip.
Todd. Oh well.
Wear
Guess
blue,
blue.
Todd.
Blue's not going to help you then, Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Just
always
whatever-
my first answer to that dilemma. So
Yeah, you got to just grind through.
Yeah.
you got to take care of your man. Right, buddy?
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. But with that all being said, I think we're going to have to get this movie.
Segue.
It's almost
Let's
like I
talk
don't.
about tallywhackers and Ben Snyders.
It's almost like I don't want to stop, but I need to stop. So, with this all being said, we're going to get over to Eric before we wrap up everything. And then I went ahead and threw a link in there for who asked me about the Optimator. I got to go back and see. There it is. I forgot who asked me about the Optimator. I'm trying to see in the comments, but I put the link in there so that the video can be checked out. But Eric.
All right, guys, if you had too much to drink, please get a designated driver. Guys, it's stupid to drive home drunk, because if you do, you're going to get pulled over by the cops. They're going to make you do the stupid-ass sobriety test. You're going to get a free ride to jail. Then you're going to have court fees and then possible prison time. And then if you hit or kill somebody, you guys are going to know you're going to be in the slammer for a while. And if you kill yourself, all you've done is hurt your family, friends, put yourself 6 for dinner, okay? Just sleep off your buzz, get your car the next day, get an Uber, taxi, Lyft, have someone at the bar get you right home. Because if you don't, you're going to get thousands upon thousands of dollars in court costs, and then who knows what else is going to happen. So don't drive home drunk.
Yeah, so just don't do it because we care. We want you to come back next week. Otherwise, if you do it, we'll send Eric to your house and he will threaten you in person and beat your ass. So no, just don't. But appreciate everybody that chimed in tonight, that came along for this little bit of a Thursday night ride. And maybe next week we may have Joe back. I don't know. We'll see what his killing schedule's like, if he's got some time to get up or not. And if you see anybody come up missing in your town,
it's the patrol. Beer
Patrol. The Beer Patrol may have been through.
Yep.
But appreciate, of course, Eric coming on. Again, check out his channel, Eric and Lions Fan. And Todd doesn't have a channel yet. We keep telling
It's never going to fucking happen. Just stop talking about it.
Todd and Shannon, always appreciate on here. Todd's usually here every Thursday. Shannon every few weeks or so, but she's great, right? So we may get her here a little bit more. So we don't have the
something to laugh at and think, glad that's on my life.
We don't have the Shannon and Joe banner going back and forth. So there's a lot of stuff Joe would respond to tonight, but he's not here. But great for you guys to join us. Great for everybody out there to join us. Again, in the comments, some great people out there. Whiskey Throttle came in late. He actually runs a pretty good channel on whiskey and stuff too. So you make sure you can check him out and hit the buttons by his name and go pay him a visit. And everybody that came out tonight, look forward to catching you next time. I will be throwing up some more uploads, but as always, every Thursday night live about 9:15 or so. You catch us on here if you like what you saw. Remember, again, hit that like button, of course, which makes the YouTube algorithm happy, they say. And then I look forward to catching you guys next time. Keep drinking those good craft beers. Remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. Cheers.